Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Man Them United podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. A lot going on as always with Manchester United. Terrible defeat at home to Liverpool, 3-0, trouncing, absolute awful performance from everybody involved. Team pretty much gave up. As you can see from the title, Omar Berrada backs Erik Ten Hag as Manchester United manager. So he's got the dreaded vote of confidence already, game week 3. So we'll be discussing that. I'm sure some of the man them will be pulling up as well. But like I said, please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. Make sure you do so. But run up the likes first and foremost. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Please make sure you do that. Share this across all the socials as well. Please make sure. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, and that's me, Flawless. That's on Twitter, Instagram. Please retweet and like on Twitter, share from Instagram, and just as important, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Look at you lot already in the building, everyone here to laugh. So, yeah, we'll be discussing it. Get your questions in, though. Big up to Steve. Look, just as I say that, trolling, saying Ineos in. We'll be discussing Ineos. Flawless 100% success rate with his predictions this season. And the craziest part, Common Sensei, I always tell you this fire username as well. It wasn't even difficult to predict. I'm not sat here like I'm an oracle or I have a crystal ball or it was it was something that I had to think about deeply and break down, and it was obvious. Look at the manager, look at the team. That's all it was. 2 + 2 = 4. Like, it really was that easy, and people got gassed up because we hadn't played in such a long time, because we made some signings, even though I thought we did. I still believe we've made good signings as well, but because of those things, adding Ineos, new structure, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Hack, all this rubbish. What about on the pitch? And most importantly, the manager in the dugout as well. And it's the vast majority of the same players who are indeed not good enough. But we'll discuss all those things. Steve says, Common Sense, literally he's calling everything correct, but people called me toxic and negative, but here we are. Big up TTM. I see you in the chat as well. Hey, Matthew, good to see the young G. Big up as well. Big up Warrior J. Pressed on whether they would still believe in Ten Hag, even if United went on a bad run of results. Berrada added, absolutely. We think Erik is the right coach for us and we're fully backing him. And I said this about him. I said this. Ten Hag is Ineos' guy. They had every chance to get rid of him if they really wanted to, and they kept him. When people show you who they are, believe him. The little bit of hope I had for this club being successful died when Ineos took over. And then the little bit I had left, the little bit I had left was if this manager was sacked. And when they kept him, I'm like, all right, I know what you lot are on. Yeah, we'll get to the Garnacho getting cooked as well. Yeah. Flawless, I'm going to send the 10 hard quotes and slot quotes and yeah, that's fine. Whichever's easier for you, Warrior J. Whichever is easier for you. Big up Leslie, TTM as well. Big up David, who says, big up Flawless United will struggle to score 60 league goals this season. I said around 60, but hey, even that's looking bleak. Abs, big up. Dens, Dylan, big up to you as well. Swiper Matty says, yeah, good to be catching you back live. You bless my G. Good to see you in the live, and I'm all blessed as well. Omar Berrada, my guy. In 10 Lasso, we trust. Flawless was right from the beginning, says Tommy Bryan. Hey, Flawless, you were right about Ineos, my brother. Unfortunately, we're seeing the worst case scenario. And you know what the craziest part is? I did not want to be right. I wanted everyone in the chat to be telling me how wrong I was. 3 weeks in, 6 weeks in, 2 months in, 3 months in, halfway through the season. But here we are. Bringing my Don Eddie into the cut, though. Yes, family. What are you telling me, man? What are you saying, man? You good?
I'm cool, man. My African excursion is coming to
Or is
an
it
end
coming
at
to
the
a
same
close?
time Manchester United
Yeah.
decides to piss me off. So
Mm.
it's just all coming together at the right points, bro.
I hear that. I hear that.
You're saying the Berrada quotes,
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna get to
Berrada
the Berrada
quotes.
quotes as well. I will get to them in a second. Gonna try locking, bro. These quotes were before the Liverpool game as well. Oh, the Berrada quotes were before the Liverpool game. So this guy was trying to get in front of the train.
Yeah.
He was trying to get in front before the train went off the tracks.
You could look at it like that. You could look at it like that. Me, I'm just like, man, it's. Let me not cut you off because you was flowing, but go ahead, do your thing.
Nah, it's cool. The comments were before the game. I didn't even know that, but that just goes to show. Already he's thinking ahead like this can go tits up. He don't even have faith in him. He don't even have faith in him. You think?
No, no,
You think?
flawless.
Do
Flawless.
you think the Liverpool
They
owners
don't.
would say
They
that
don't.
about Slot? The Liverpool owners wouldn't say that about Slot. The City owners wouldn't say that about Pep. The Villa owners wouldn't say that about Emery. They're not even thinking it's going to go wrong. Telling you, man, incompetent. When it comes to managers, Ineos, when it's that
I
side of
think
things, incompetent. Go on, fam.
I think it's too early to tell if I'm being honest.
You think so?
You feel me? Yeah, because it's just like they're some company men. You dig what I'm saying? Like they
Mhm.
know exactly what to say, when to say it. So honestly, it's gonna sound messed up if
Go
it
on.
comes out like this, but if he makes it past January, you're right. Um,
I think he will.
or if he makes it, period, right? Because even if they decide, look, we're going to sack him after this season, he's not their guy. Because if he's their guy, then they do what Arteta did. What they give the Arteta thing, where he gets 3 seasons to get like eighth place or some shit. He gets then he gets backing again, and miraculously it shows up. But I think the theme of this show should be "We was right." I've put it right there. We was right.
I even need to say it. The chat was even before I went
No,
live.
that's
The
that's
chat,
why I was
the,
giving you your flowers
yeah,
though.
the
The
chat is,
last
and
two
you said
times we
this,
were
and the chat
speaking,
said it. Yeah, go on. Sorry, fam. Go on.
the
Carry on.
last
Carry on.
two times we no, you good, you good. The last two times we were speaking, I gave you your flowers because
You did.
it's just so funny. We literally told these people what it was going to be like, and I always put the disclaimer ahead of what I say when I'm like, yeah, United need third place in a trophy. I say that as an expectation, not what I believe in this club. And then my top eight pick is because I don't fuck with Liverpool.
I
I
respect
barely
that though.
fuck with
I
Chelsea.
respect that.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not finna pick them to do better than us in anything. That's just how petty I am. I can't put my
How do you
face
think
on
I predicted
camera
us
and
to
then
beat
have
them, fam? If we were playing them tomorrow,
exactly.
I'd still predict us to win because it's them. It's always
And
fuck Liverpool, regardless.
and then what do
Regardless.
we say? What do both of us? We say either 1-0, 2-1. It never goes like 3-1. You feel what I'm saying? Like these dudes
Is
are
it?
some scrubs, bro. But
Uh,
I think the worst part is having a fan base who believe like their morality is higher than you because they believe in scrubs. I think that's the thing that I always come back to. It's like I'm a better human being than you because I believe Garnacho, Rashford, McTominay, uh, Bruno. I believe these guys are the best players. So I'm a better human being than you. That's the arrogance that they give off,
yeah.
right? So they got exposed, but it's not an expose when you already know what it is. Like, and again, kudos to you again because I'm gonna be real. People don't even know how to cook our team right. They don't even know how to cook our
They
team right.
don't.
Like
They don't.
I'm
They
listening,
really don't.
and Mott's got excited because again, when you bring your parents that wish list, they don't give you nothing, but they turn up with like a paper airplane, which is a dub against United. He gonna be amped up. Boy, Zuba Mendy had y'all struggling.
Facts.
Had y'all struggling. Y'all was really Zuby Dooby Doo. Where are you? Corny ass songs. The lot. We have the footage, my boy. And then you want to shit on Man United, but then gas up your team for being a shitty Man United. We told you we're not good, but we never give you the credit of hearing that from us, like hearing us pick y'all.
Never.
So
It's never that.
then it's just it's crazy.
It's serious. And big up to Steve for the
Uh,
super chat. Says any else are not good at managers. No one they hired for Nice managers since they took over were that good, really. And that's where my issue lies. And yes, I've been critical of Ineos, but I'll also, because I'm balanced, I praised them. Transfer window, no issues. When I say that, actually, not no issues.
uh,
I think we had a good window. That's what I'd say. Incomings, outgoings, yeah. But when it comes to managers, they are not good.
oh yeah,
When it comes to managers,
I got to speak on.
they are not it. Big up Sheik in the cut as well. Yes, family. What are you saying?
Good, man. Good. Finally, that weekend,
It's
that
good.
dreadful weekend is over. Um,
Hell yeah.
we go
Hell yeah.
into we have an international break, so I'm happy, man. We don't get to watch United for a week because
Yeah,
I'm
For
that,
sick
real.
and
And
tired.
football's back.
And football's
NFL is
back.
back. So
yeah, and
NFL's
there
we
back.
will
got
be.
hype.
That being
We
said,
got
NFL, there will be NFL watch-alongs on the playback people. So I can see. I'll put them on the community page. I'll put them out on the socials. Shout out to Steve. I'm sure more of the man them will pull up, but they'll be live on the playback. NFL watch-alongs throughout the season. You already sent me like 3 or 4 fixtures. I've just not added them onto the list, but I'll start this weekend. I've not added them to the playback
okay.
schedule. But yeah,
Okay.
people there will be as well.
It's
16 out of 10 is that the date Ten Hag gets sacked. I hope so. I
Hopefully,
yeah,
hope
that'd be
so.
dope.
Just for the
That'd
jokes.
be dope.
just
Yeah,
for
that'd be
the just
dope.
for the jokes. I
That'd be
hope he
dope.
does. But
It's
do I
lit.
see that? No, I think they're gonna give him time. Like people have said, oh, he's gonna get sacked. I legit believe they are going to give him time. They
You
had
saw
ample
Ratcliffe?
opportunities. What did Ratcliffe say? Did he say something? Oh, you talk
It's
about
what
him in
he
the stand?
didn't say.
Oh yeah, I seen him
Yeah,
in the
man.
stand, but this is your fault. You kept this man.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Nah. He just puts the bill up. You
It's
feel
on
me?
you.
He puts the. It's like the shop owner. You
Mm.
feel me? If I hire people, next thing I know, they're selling crack out the freezer. And I guess it's on me for hiring them, but they were still selling crack out the freezer.
Freezer.
So
And once you realize they selling crack out the freezer, that's where you have to step in. You watched. You said all what
yeah,
you said. You said all what you said in interviews about us wanting to
yeah,
play a certain type of way and play possession based and on the front foot. And you watched us from. You
yeah.
took over from February. And if you're a United fan, you was watching the whole season. Same way us three
Mhm,
here in the chat was watching all throughout the season. I don't know what
mhm.
the delay was, what the conversation was. Like I said, they deemed him good enough. And that's why Berrada, if he said that before the game, is even more telling. That's like when the Chelsea owners come out and say, "Oh, we're giving Potter his months, not weeks," because they trying to get in front of it before it goes wrong. No ownership does that. Why is you thinking automatically about, "Oh, this could go bad"? Why is bad results on the forefront of your mind before a game against Liverpool? You know why? Because you know this manager's not good and this team's not that good. So why keep him? Incompetent.
That's why I still have the
Go on.
like even with the Sancho thing, right? Like
Mm,
it's a good thing we didn't stream or have like a Q and A, or maybe you did. I wasn't there, so I can kind of sit with what happened.
mm.
I just think they did him a solid, bruh. At the end of the day, um, that's why with this whole Ineos thing, I see the professionalism in what they're doing, right?
Agreed.
Because I see again, the only problem I had with the Sancho thing is no replacement.
Yes.
That's that's practically it because we sit here every week. And the good thing is, because we sit here and we talk the way we talk, I understand that us three at least are not insane because we don't say, go put out Bruno, Garnacho, Rashford, and at least Mason Mount, right? And then expect goals if that's
Yeah.
your attack. And then people ask us or ask the simple question, how come we can't score goals? It's it's weird behavior. And again, I graduated from saying it's lead in the water to it's paint chips in the food because there's only so much that can contribute to this. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't continue much longer, but I understand those people who want them to feel this pain.
That's it. Yeah, she thoughts on obviously before we continue about Ten Hag because I know there'll be more conversations about him. The actual game itself,
yeah.
3-0 loss to Liverpool.
Absolutely shit. We were there in the watch along. Not one moment we looked like we were actually going to score a goal. The fact that we played like that against our biggest rivals. And what did I tell you when the stream first started, Flawless? I said, this is it. This is the team.
You said
This
this is
is
how
as
you
best
said
as
this
it
is what we got.
gets.
This is what we
This is literally as best as it gets. Probably just taking out the fact that Ahmad didn't start, but cool. If we're just gonna single out one player like that, that's fine. But
got.
that's the best that it was gonna get, and that's after spending 200 million this summer, also. And in the first game where you have to. This is your chance to make a statement. I'm not saying go out there and just like absolutely destroy Liverpool, but at least show more than what you showed on Sunday, man. Come on, like we couldn't stick Me and Flawless were laughing. Everyone who was in the watch along was laughing because we couldn't stick 5 passes together. We were just like, when is the next time we're going to stick 5 passes together? And that's embarrassing after spending 200 million, having all this structure, in y'all's this, in y'all's that. We're complaining about attackers and we're selling attackers. We don't have enough attackers at our club and we're selling more of them, not getting replacements. We have 4 wingers at the club. One, let's just not even consider. The guy hasn't had a single shot on target in 3 games this season.
He ain't
So
had,
let's
no,
just
going further. He ain't had a single shot in
yeah,
general.
he ain't had a
Even
single
on target,
shot.
yeah, the
I'll
shot.
even make
Yeah.
that better. Yeah, I thought it was shots on target.
Remontada, man. Remontada. 20 goals this season.
20 goals this season. That's what people told us, man. But yeah, this is people the reality of Manchester United Football Club in 2024. What are you expecting our club to do? Are we going to compete for titles and shit like this when we have this manager still here? This season's a write-off. I'm telling you guys right now, the season is a write-off. There's no point emotionally being invested into this club because nothing's going to take place. If we somehow manage to scrape out a trophy at the end of the season like we did last year, it's the same shit, papering over the cracks. Not trying to identify the bigger issue here is that we're going to go through 34 to 35 games in a season just to win a trophy at the end of the season and be stuck in this type of mess for the next years to come. What did Sir Jim Ratcliffe tell us when he took over? He said he wanted to close the gap between Liverpool and Man City. Does that game yesterday or on Sunday show us that you're trying to close the gap? We're not even close to, man, I changed my Premier League prediction to us finishing 9th because I look at all these other teams and none of them are better than us. Let's just keep it a buck. None of them are better than us. The signings that I see that we made, I gave our window a 5 out of 10. The reason why I gave our window a 5 out of 10 is because right now I look at the situation that we are in. None of these signings, even though they are good signings, I will say this, and they help us and they improve us, none of them like try to solve this situation that we're in right now, which is scoring goals. Defensively, I've said this again and again, I don't have a problem. Up until we made those 2 mistakes, we were very good defensively against Liverpool, especially De Ligt. But it's just we have, situations. Casemiro has the game that he has. Unfortunate for him and really, really sad to see. But yeah, that's the game itself, and that's how tough the sport can be. And that just shows what happens when you're not prepared. And I feel like we are just not prepared. 3rd game of the season, we don't know how we play. We don't have any identity. We're asking for other players to start, one single player to start instead of somebody else. Our wingers are just not performing. Xerxes, as much as we hyped him and stuff like that, and I rate Xerxes, and I think he still had a decent game. Those chances you got to score. Even though those chances came after us being 2-0 down or 3-0 down, you still got to score those chances. And I would expect someone like you to score those chances. But awful. I don't know what to say, bro. Like, I actually, it's crazy. I shouldn't be feeling this way, but I felt so low after that loss because like that's just it PTSD from us last year. We're going into the same direction, same trajectory as last year. And bro, like as much as I enjoy these watch-alongs, sitting here with Eddie and sitting here with Flawless every single time, I'm sick and tired of seeing this football, man. I'm so sick and tired. And I've just come to this point that I'm accepting it again. 3rd game of the season, I'm writing it off already. Whatever happens, let's develop players, this and that, January, whoever we can get in. This guy needs to go, Ten Hag. That's like the goal of this season for me, is that whenever he's gone, I guess I will be more invested into these games. But this season's a write-off. And why do I have to, sit here and expect something to happen when I know these guys are pathetic? They're not going to do anything about this situation. So it is what it is for me. Terrible game. I can't say worse. Like, that's one of the worst United performances I've seen in a while. We just did nothing that game. We didn't feel like we wanted to score. We really didn't. There's this one moment where Rashford, I've probably seen it in clips, and that kind of sums up Manchester United as a general right now. Instead of him trying to take on a player, and I think it was Konate, and trust me, he could have taken him on. He really could have. And I know Konate's good on pace and he's powerful and this and that, whatever.
You know what? You try and then you fail. You might fail. But you know what?
You try and you
man
fail.
Didn't fancy it.
Exactly. And especially you, Rashford, in this situation, you need to be trying because you're not really doing anything in this team anyways. So what does he do? He turns back and he plays the pass backward. And that sums up our team just in general. Our performance that day, our team, what it is right now. Who is scoring these goals? Let's keep it a buck. Let's just be honest, man. United fan base. I'm talking to you guys.
So we're not getting 85 to 88 league goals.
No, bro. No, I said it that time too. That's
86 months ago,
ridiculous, bro. Like 85 goals. You know, we're in a negative goal difference already. We've only scored what? We've scored 2 goals this season so far. And we've conceded
it's only 86 months ago, man. In
conceded 6.
35 games. Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry, we've conceded 5. Yeah, we've conceded 5, man. So yeah, 83 goals to go now. Now that Sancho's gone, at least these guys are happy you can take his tally off of that.
Because we can take his 5 or 8, whatever he was gonna
5
score.
or 8 or whatever. I know some people said 10 and shit like that too, but yeah, man. Guys, seriously, United fan base, man. Let's really just be honest with ourselves, man. Rude ain't going to fix this.
They quote unquote cooked me, you know what I'm saying?
But
On Saeed's channel when we had the discussion. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, how many goals are we? Where are we scoring goals, man?
It's because like Rude, what I guess Rude is enough for people to think that we already go from like 57, 58, or 59 goals to just 80 because Rude is here. Yeah, you guys are acting like Rude is scoring these goals for us. If Rude was in the team, I'd get it.
Yeah. If Rude was in the team, I'd have more faith. You know
if Rude had a chance, and I'd if he was playing, then I say okay, there's a chance. Maybe we still don't. I still don't think we reach 80, but we get close, to be honest. But yeah, and I see people in the chat asking like, "Where's Z?" This is not just even against like Z, and just in general against the United fan bases. That bro, like I don't understand where this confidence comes from. You guys have just seen how last season was. And now all of a sudden, by adding a couple of signings that don't improve us attacking wise, that and then adding structure and assistant manager and Ruud van Nistelrooy, that all of a sudden thinks that we're going to score just 80 goals, man. So, wake up, smell the coffee, drink it, because this is the reality that we're in. This is how it's going to be this season. We play Southampton next, and I'm so nervous about that game. So nervous about that game. Like
after international break, early kickoff.
Yeah, early kickoff too, and I have to, bro. The last early kickoff too is the one that gets me because I've seen the schedule. There are mad early kickoffs this season for people like me and Eddie because we're on the West Coast. That game is at 4:30 a.m. You think I want to wake up at 4:30 a.m.? I have so many much more better things to do. Honestly, the best thing I could do at that time is just to stay asleep. But you think I want to wake up at 4:30 a.m. for us to have a performance like this again, or us to lose to Southampton?
Yeah, if you about sleeping again, trust me.
Like, I do it for content, bro, because I gotta do a match reaction after. But other than that, like, there's no other reason I would do it.
There's no other kick off away at Southampton. You have just come up.
Ask yourself: would you wake up at 4:30? Like, you stay up late because of your streaming schedule, but would you ever just wake up through your sleep to watch United?
If this game was 5:30 on a Saturday PM, I don't want to wake up for it. I don't want to watch it regardless. Bro, it could be in the middle of the afternoon. Word to my pops, if this game was being played in my back garden, I'd draw the curtains. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts, bro. And the thing with us is like we wake up first thing in the morning to watch this, right? And let's say we have like a terrible performance. Like I'll just tell you the day when we lost 7-0, right? I woke up and I saw that performance of 7-0. Rest of the day, you have the whole day in front of you. You go on social media, you see 7-0, 7-0, 7-0. You go on YouTube, 7-0, 7-0, 7-0. Everywhere you go, it's just your day just starts off with United losing and just a terrible performance, and then that's just how it is. That's why I told you, like, I'm so glad this weekend is over because now we can actually talk about other things. And I know for a couple more days, it's still going to continue. I have to go on to A-listers today, and I have to hear from Hassam, the Liverpool fan himself. Man, I'm cooked. I'm cooked, man. But this is just the team, bro. This is Man United, man.
That hit me like because when you first said it on the watch, and he was like, "This is all we have." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "This is it. Like, this is what we've got." Like, I did Diallo in there, and it was like, "That's pretty." And I was like, "Right, W, all right." Big up to Jez says, "Fun fact: United are the 20th United are 20th when it comes to XG, which means United are last in goals scored compared to XG created. Ruud, it's time to come out of retirement." Hey, that's facts, man. Red Ruud van Nistelrooy up top. Eddie,
but you know what's cold? Yeah, the game was hilarious because I'm gonna be the odd man here, right?
Go on.
I saw a structure, but what I saw was his principles at the same time. Like I joke around, right? And I say, "Oh, these dudes are some runners, track stars, relay, 4x100 team, right? All that. If you watch that game, there were multiple times where the deepest midfielder receives the pass,
Yeah.
and these dudes are actually running
Yes. Facts.
away from the ball.
Mhm.
And it made so much sense. It's like, no, it's every single one of them is running away from the ball. So I feel like I'm vindicated by calling them what I call them because nobody wants to go receive the pass, right? You know, and the
Yeah.
coldest thing is then you look at Liverpool, and it's like it's a 180 on the way they play football.
Mhm.
One of the the biggest things I've learned from sports is that the ball is the fastest thing on the pitch when used
Yeah.
appropriately.
Facts.
You can you can have a team spinning like we were
Mhm.
if you have spacing principles, direct principles when it comes to how you pass, like all that, and you can make a team look foolish. And it's just so it's hilarious to me at this point. I mean, it doesn't look like I've been laughing, but I laugh sometimes when I look at it. And it's like, yo, y'all are really spinning around in circles trying to find out where this ball is going to go to next. And then when you win the ball back, you can't do that to another team,
Mhm.
right? Like it's hilarious. And again, I'm gonna stand on 10 toes with this. The Casemiro thing, like I said, I have no time for.
Mhm.
I find it pointless because Kobe Minu gave up a goal in the same exact way.
You did. That's
So what
true.
does
The
that
third
tell you,
goal, yeah.
people? What does
Uh-huh.
that tell you, people?
Mhm.
It's the structure and it's the system. I've
Mhm.
put the most experienced guy in a high pressure pack situation. I put him also put in that same position an inexperienced player, and the outcome is the same. So for me, it's just like we was right when shout out to Talks. Talks came on after us when we told
Mhm.
people like this is not something to be celebrating him being here,
Mhm.
and he had his objections. What you see in this Liverpool game is what we were talking about way back when.
Mhm.
You would see this because I think it has to be said. Um, he's not he's honestly like it's simply put, but he's a hoe. He's a hoe. This manager is a hoe. Like I'm trying to figure out different ways in which to
Nah,
to
whole makes
slice
sense.
it,
Yeah,
but
that's clear.
No,
Nah,
that's the best way to put it, man. That's the best
yeah.
way
I
to
thought
put
it's
you,
it.
I
like
thought you was gonna say yeah, quite clearly
He
honest, man.
for the streets,
Not good
man.
enough for you, but
100%.
you had me in the
yeah,
first half.
he for the streets.
He for the
You
streets,
got
man.
Rashford's out there doing whatever he wants.
He's
He's
for
another
the
one for the
streets.
streets,
For
for
the
real.
street.
But he just for the streets, bro. Like you got no
Oh,
principle about you. Just out there giving lip service. It's it's disgusting.
it is
It
disgusting,
really
yo.
is,
A
bro.
whole
Yeah,
It
man.
behavior,
really
man.
is.
Guys
Nah.
get paid 250K to just be on the
You get what I'm
streets, man. It's
saying?
crazy when
Like
you deep it.
the
Like,
top, the top is over here. The C-section scars are showing. Got track
oh
marks
my
on the
god.
arm. All of that. It's bad. It looks crazy. And then he goes out there and he looked like he just got through a session at that press conference, eyes all bug-eyed and everything, because he's getting asked, "What did you do wrong again?" And all he has to point is, "Oh, look at my trophies." It's like she's saying, "Look at my pearls, look at my earrings. I got it like that." But we know the truth.
Yeah.
We know the truth. You bent over for Rashford. You bent over for Bruno. You bent over for Garnacho, which I'm sure is a crime in a couple countries. Where else?
It's crazy.
Maguire. Who
Oh my
else?
god.
Um, the list goes on, and I'm just sitting here watching again. It's just like, yeah, you people defended this. You defended this, so it's gonna be a long season. Um, I'll still pick us to win every game because that's just who I am. I don't ask me for reasons why, because the only reason I'm going to give you is because we're Manchester United. That's it. Like aura, because I know people love that word aura. You feel me? Like that's where I'm at. The game was it was disgusting, bro. It really was. Like I always hate it the most when it's Liverpool because then people like having conversations about is Mo Salah the greatest African footballer of all time? It's like get a fucking rest. Are you kidding me? We barely accept him. We barely accept him. Come on, now. And so, people talking about Mo Trafford, like, what?
Yeah.
Scuba
That's too
Steve?
far.
Fuck out of
Scuba
here, bro.
Steve, yeah,
Like,
Scuba Steve's jokes, yo. Scuba Steve.
straight diving. Straight diving.
Scuba
Ain't
Steve
nobody
is
got
whack,
time
yo.
for that shit, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that. You know what
So,
I'm saying? That's
yeah,
it.
ain't nobody
Scuba
got time
Steve.
for that, man.
Nah, but I
So,
agree with Eddie, man. This Liverpool team didn't do shit against us on Sunday, by the way. Those 2 goals that they got were our mistakes. And before that, they were a pretty average side. I don't think we could have gone into that halftime 0-0 and would have been happy. And yeah, I just don't think that Liverpool side did much in that game. But hey, man, they got the win. It is what it is.
Yeah, and we gotta say big up Leon in the cut as well. We'll get his
Big up
fault.
Leon.
But I've already spoke.
He's about to cook.
I've
I'm
I'm ready to cook. I got the apron on.
You
get
yeah,
me?
definitely.
Do it.
Leon
Do it.
Tomlin, Master Chef, be there.
Master Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's about to
Wait,
cook.
but
He's
give
about to
him
cook.
yeah, about to cook. He ready. All right, go on, Leon. Go on.
Cooking
Give
for all.
Chef Leon,
give,
man.
give your thoughts on
No,
it.
it's
Yeah,
your
man.
channel.
Go
It's your
on.
channel. Like, obviously, I'm not on the mad intro thing yet. Just give me a minute to warm. But yeah,
All right, we'll give you a moment. Yeah,
Flawless, what were you going to say, man?
Oh, bless not. I was just about to actually before I get to that, run up the likes though, you lot. There's over 80 of you lot in the building. We're only at 51 likes. Let's get up to 80 likes, man. Like check 1212. Hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik's channel, subscribe to Leon's channel. We're gonna add both links into the title, but they're both underneath in the description. On the game itself, first and foremost, Diallo not playing is a crime. Like how Diallo, who was player of the month for August, our best attacking player, which obviously the bar's on the floor, but he's the only attacking player who's done anything of note. And you even seen it in the game. When he got on the pitch in the first 5 minutes, he did more than our 2 wingers combined, than Rashford and Garnacho. So why Diallo's not starting, I have no idea whatsoever. Play Diallo. What is going on? How Rashford started, it should have been Diallo and Garnacho. And everyone knows my thoughts on Garnacho playing from the start, but there's no way. Rashford should even be in the squad. Let's just call a spade a spade. He shouldn't forget being on the bench and getting on 20 minutes. You should not be in the squad for the whole of next month. You need to be dropped. There needs to be a wake-up call, but we know the manager's thoughts on that. In the game itself, I do agree with Sheik. We started all right. Didn't offer too much going forward, but defensively, outside of the disallowed goal, didn't. But Casemiro, those 2 mistakes, unforgivable. Can't be making mistakes like that. Can't be. You're much better than that. And I'm one of these. I'm not. Let me just clarify on this. I'm not saying sell Casemiro. I'm not saying Casemiro's done. I am not there yet. I know a lot of people have said
Staffy
that.
is.
I am. Yeah, Staffy been that way though. He was there last year.
That brother needs a Bible or something. He needs to pray about it. I'll leave that alone.
I cannot defend that. Unforgivable. The first one, giving the ball away. Take a touch. Why are you trying to force it? And is he the best on the ball? No, but are you better than that? Yes. Because I've watched you in the first 2 games. I watched you more so in your first season perform much better. Even the second one, get your body across. Could easily do that. I've watched you do that. And then you get pinched. And then once we're 2-0 down, the response from the team was absolutely dreadful. We gave up. Once that second goal went in, we gave up because you watched the defensive shape disappear. Yeah, even then we was kind of, but at least we was like still kind of there. But the second goal was the nail in the coffin. And we would never get back.
Now I'm sorry for interrupting you, bro.
That's cool.
Ain't it crazy how that first offside goal looked eerie familiar to what happened at Brighton?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did still. It did. I can't lie. It was kind of. I just like, yeah, man, the disallowed goal was a warning sign, but Liverpool are the better side. Those things are going to happen. But before they scored their actual first goal, I have no complaints with us from a defensive standpoint. Offensively, we offer nothing. So I'm not expecting us to do anything going forward. Our front 4 was Garnacho. 3 of our front 4 was Garnacho, Fernandes, Rashford. Forget about it. You ain't doing anything. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, whatsoever. I think I could put together a back 4 and a defensive midfielder that could stop those 3. Legit. Like, they're not doing anything. But from a defensive standpoint, cool. But then Once we went a goal down and went 2 goals down, the game was a wrap. Gave up. Gave up. Liverpool will probably draw a lower league side in the FA Cup or the League Cup, or play a poor side in the Champions League, and they'll give them a tougher game than that. Because we did nothing whatsoever. And then even at halftime, you're looking for then your manager to switch it up and change it and do something of note. And taking off Casemiro the right move? Absolutely. Was putting on Collier.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree.
Nah, you had to take off Casemiro.
No, I didn't have to take him off. I don't agree. Because there was no difference when Collier came on.
No, but the point I'm making is regards to there's no difference. But that was the point I was going to make further, was switch it up. So formation change. Do something of note.
That's the biggest thing. It's not
Casemiro's head was gone. The fact that he left the stadium afterwards, his head was gone. That's why he left the stadium.
They would have targeted him more in the second half, because he already made 2 big mistakes.
That was the game plan
as well.
Yeah, and the crowd's on your case already.
The crowd's on your case and all that type of stuff.
My issue isn't him bringing on Collier or taking off Casemiro. Those 2 things are fine. My issue is there was no changes like for like. You haven't brought on a centre back and tried to be more pragmatic. You haven't threw on an attacker, took off a defender and threw on an attacker. Or took off an attacker and threw on a defender. There's no go to a back 3. Or play 4-5-1. Or go proper 4-4-2 with 2 strikers. Or do something of note. What I'm saying, put Maguire up top and go long ball.
Like, show you want to win the game and score a goal, man. Like, that's literally all that we have.
Kick him into gear, show the players and the crowd that, hey, there's something to that. You just went like for like. Your change was taking off Casemiro to put on Collier.
He's acting like it was no.
Because the manager doesn't want to change his system.
And that's an issue.
I said this season is going to come down to the system. I don't care about who we signed, even if we signed nobody and we were still playing with the same players as last season. Like, even if he said, I'm going to sell a load of players and bring some from the academy through, it's the system. That's the whole season. Its success is down to the system.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
If people are online going mad about Casemiro is finished and red tear, have a look in the mirror, please, because McFred managed to play close with each other and managed to play fairly competent football and managed to get us a base for some results. I didn't listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying every result. I'm not saying we were a top team, but we were achieving higher places in the table easily, and we was winning trophies. So it's down to the system.
Wasn't that bad. Our worst wasn't that bad, even with those 2 in the system.
This lone 6 has been the issue for a year and a half, 2 years. So at the end of the day, unless he changes the lone 6, that's why I can't say, like, come one fan turn around and say to me that Casemiro should have come off. Of course, you're entitled to your own view. I knew nothing was going to change because there's no support there. And equally, he's still playing 3 midfielders that could have been more balanced with Maino and Bruno. But the roles that they're told to take up and what they're told to do, they're either not told that much or they're being told to do the wrong things. I think it's the first one. I don't think they're being told that much. I think you get put within the system and then he expects you to just, I don't know, perform. I don't think there's a specific role to the way that we attack and the way that we defend in that midfield, especially as well. And I feel like that affects the front 4, that front 3 as well. Of course, we can't finish our dinner at the moment, but that's because they're not confident. And I believe that there's no base in the team. The back four's the back 4. It's like flawless. It's like building a house. The ground floor's pretty good, and then the first floor's absolutely shocking.
I get that. And that's where it is with it. That's my issue with the Casemiro. Like I say, Casemiro had to be taken off, yes, but my problem is that it was like for like.
It doesn't make sense. And the poor old kids having to run around sideways trying to make passes that are not there. There's nobody coming to feet.
There was no attempt to do anything different. And then on the players, all right, so the managers, we know he worthless. Managers not giving you anything. We know that. Players can do more. You lot giving up is terrible. I say it all the time. I'll forgive lack of skill, but lack of will is not one of them. Sheik mentioned it about Rashford not taking on Kanate. That's a lack of effort.
I don't think I kind of agree with what Rance is saying. I think he's being told to do a different role this season because he keeps Rashford because he's kind of like getting praised for stopping and recycling the ball like Anthony was last season. I feel like Ten Hag again has got this idea in his head that when you're not confident, just recycle the ball. But for me personally, I would like to see you do a bit of both, but attack. But I would like to, like a more controlled, systematic attack, flawless. I know obviously you've got certain players in the team that can run and do flair bits and take on players in different strengths, but there should still be like a Rashford. There's going to be 2 options around you: either pass inside and go, or you try and take your man on and then go to the byline and cross it. But there's
I hear like, that, but he should have.
I feel like there's no coaching in the whole team. In hindsight,
Yeah, there isn't.
I
We
feel
know
like there's
this.
nothing.
Like,
I feel like there's no coaching.
but we knew this. Like, it was all the only reason why we've looked defensively better this season is because we got better individual defenders.
Yeah,
Because
and to be honest with you, any team can hold you can teach any team to hold their back four line and to just kind of try and defend. Apart from that, I'm not really seeing anything else.
No, because there isn't anything that's going to be different. And this is what
even the keeper
at the time. Onana's rubbish. That's why I said get rid of Onana.
No, but even the keeper, he's not even playing to the player's strengths. Even if he's not great at saving.
Again, and that's on him. The reason why I don't put it all on the manager, because I look at the players and go, you lot are even I could be in the dugout and you lot should perform better than this. Giving up, I'm not with it.
We bought a keeper to play with his feet and we're asking him to hit it long. We're doing the Hail Mary thing's killing me right now. It's so obvious. Have you seen the Hail Mary thing where the deep line playmaker gets the ball, every man just dips, everyone just leaves it.
That's the problem, though. That's actually the reason why Casemiro made those mistakes, because Casemiro in that situation was the deep line playmaker. When in both those mistakes, why is he picking up the ball in that situation? And then midfielders are going to press him when we know that he's not the best on the ball too. What do we know Casemiro for? When he played at Real Madrid, who did he play alongside? So he didn't have to do all this type of stuff because he had players who were better than him on the ball and like who were good to the team as well, like elite midfielders who were next to him. Now look at the midfielders that he has next to them, and he's been asked to do this job, and he's under this pressure. So 100%, like the mistakes are his fault. Like I expect you to know better to play the ball to somebody else. But that system though is.
Are we sure?
I agree with that. The system though helps.
Yeah, the first goal, the first goal on the right side, he had a player he could have played.
The system is killing him overall, but that first goal is fully. Take a touch.
Yeah, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. Do you know why? Because he's the only brave player like Fred was who's trying to do something, and it's very hard.
I hear that.
That wasn't the time.
No, Flawless. I get it because you're saying like turn, make a 5-10 yard, don't play and play.
Don't play that pass.
But I just feel like
don't play it first. My issue is him playing it first time. Don't move the ball away.
Okay, I do get that. But I feel like there's nothing if he doesn't try something. There's absolutely F4.
I'll just keep it ticking because we're in the game there.
I would rather him do that than Bruno hoof it sometimes. I'd rather him try a little thing. Do you know what I mean? I would. But we all know
Bruno in that situation. I'm criticizing him same way.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah. My thing is, sorry, Eddie, I know you want to come in. My thing is,
No, you got it.
We all know that like when Fred wasn't that great on the ball and he was in positions like Cass was, there was already always a winger or another DM there to take the ball off him, or somebody who was smart enough. Who was playing in the 10 role at that time? Was Bruno? Who was for a while? It was Fred and Tomini with somebody else. No.
Yeah, it was Bruno.
Was it always Bruno? There was nobody else in that 10 role.
It was Bruno. Under Ollie, it was always Bruno. Fred, because McFred was during that time. But my point is, yes, I hear it. We know the system's no good. That's why I'm not sat here saying Casemiro's finished. Get rid of Casemiro, etc. I'm talking solely about the game. Those two mistakes are unforgivable. They're unforgivable. You can't get caught. You can't get caught the way you did for the second and can't give the ball away. Take a touch. You don't need to play that pass. People in the chat I'm seeing are saying, "Oh, Maino wasn't looking." He does not need. Why are you in a rush? The ball's gone back to you from Bruno. Take a touch, pick your next pass. I'm sure if he would have opened his body up, probably Mazzarari's right, maybe Garnacho's right hand side, center back. Like you have options. There's no need. And then the second one, you're just not up to speed with your surroundings, which is very rare from him because Casemiro's better than that. Because he sees Diaz on the way, just get your body across. But he's been next. Is it solely on him with all the goals and everything like that? No, because even if he doesn't make those mistakes and we're defensively sound, we don't look good going for. We're not going to score in that game anyway. No. We could still be playing now. The game was Sunday, it's Tuesday. And
the issue is the reliance on the deep playing playmaker to be absolutely world class Xavi is evident within this team. And like when they thought De Jong was good, because if you think about it right now, the deep line playmaker picks up the ball, which then they're triggering the fullbacks to just go, which gives you no support either side, nothing. Yeah. Then you turn around and Maguire's there. And even Martinez looks shaky at the moment, which fair enough. If you're in doubt, then play back. But then obviously it's just like, it's just mad. Because everybody goes, you're forced to make a decision quickly. And because there's nobody, do you know what I mean? And even the person that's playing in the 10 doesn't drop into the area that you need him to for that support if the wide guys have gone. So right now as a deep line playmaker, I'm not going to lie. If I'm Casemiro, I'm just saying, I'm not playing that role.
Yeah,
playing that role with that support because it's just suicide, bro.
He shouldn't be playing that role. Why is one of the players in that midfield we could all agree with this. He's the worst on the ball in the midfield in those three. So why is he the one who's trying to dictate
I would
play?
put him ahead of Bruno.
Yeah, he's smarter than Bruno. He's smarter than Bruno.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
He's smarter
I'll
than
put him
Bruno.
ahead.
He's smart. His IQ is probably better than he
And
probably knows when to release a
That's
pass.
why I'm
and stuff like
critical
that.
of him for that first goal, because you are better than that. The reason
Yeah,
why I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
But
That's
it-
why I'm
it-
defending him
okay,
for that. That's,
here's
that's
the
a bad
thing.
mistake.
I'd be less critical of Bruno if he made that same mistake. You know why? Because I just know that's your temperament.
Have we
Well,
got a picture
but-
of when he makes the pass? Because I want to see
Yeah,
a
one
picture.
second.
when
We
he makes
could,
the pass.
yeah, I could pull up.
I just
It's
want to
a
see where the
mental-
players are on the pitch. But yeah, Addy, go on.
Go on.
It's his decision. His decision making has always been an issue. Even when he was at Madrid, it was an issue, right? Because again, I said it since he got here. He's Super Saiyan Fred. You don't give a player like that a whole bunch of responsibilities. You just let him be
No.
great. And then when he does his thing, it's because you put him. It's like it's gonna sound terrible, but you know, you got these street dogs, right? They gotta survive every day, eat, find something to eat every day, and then you want to put that joint in the house and wonder why it's foaming at the mouth. You the problem. You the problem. He is honestly, like, again, in between one of the greatest deep line playmakers of all time, Tony Cruz, and arguably one of the greatest midfielders we've ever seen in Luka Modric. And then we
This is
put
the
this
best
brother,
Go on.
we put him between an inexperienced player. Yeah, I mean, who?
You take
I'm
a
not gonna
touch and
lie.
you play
I'm
it
not
to the
gonna
right
lie.
back. You
I'm
take
not
a
gonna
touch
lie.
and you
I'm
play
not
it to the
gonna
right
lie.
back.
Mazraoui. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
That's
you
mad.
take a touch and you play it to the
And
right back.
that is my
Simple
point.
as that.
Now,
If his
no.
brain,
No.
if his brain works to see the game in such a fashion, he's
Because his
always
body,
been
But the thing
rad.
is,
body
Eddie, he's
shape
not
is
even
looking
no.
towards the left.
Eddie, it has
He's
always been
yeah,
fast, but I've watched him in his first season was take a touch and do that. If this is Bruno in this situation and Bruno makes this pass, you know what I say? Yeah, Bruno.
This is what Bruno
You're better
does.
than this.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're miles better than it, because you
He
know what's gonna
makes-
happen. We gonna play Southampton, and he's gonna be in that situation again. And you know what he's gonna do? Take a touch and play it to Mazraoui.
Yeah, you're right.
He makes the same mistake. He makes the same mistake if you're playing him higher up the pitch. I'm certainly convinced. You want to do that same thing? If he was higher up the pitch, he'd make the same mistake, because that's just who he is as a football player. But
Yes.
like we've said, with these terrible systems, they exaggerate your faults and they minimize the benefits of having you
Yeah,
on the
That's
pitch.
so true. You know, it's facts.
That's all. That's because, again, Kobe looks so goddamn unathletic that people are taking pot shots like he would not cook anybody else's midfielder in the Prem if he had the opportunity. That's why I'm so, again. And then there's some footballers on this team where you just look at the principles they have as a footballer, and I understand they're too flawed to be successful at the highest level. That's why I don't give grace to Bruno, because I know he's too selfish. And honestly, he might possibly be the worst thing to happen to this club in a really long time.
Eddie,
I've done
another
that.
game.
I won't even.
Quiet.
I would say Mount.
Eddie,
Oh, yeah,
another
we'll get
game.
to-
Quiet.
we'll
He
get to
never
that,
plays
Captain.
well in big games ever.
Captain Fantastic. He don't play well. Period. Let's even dispel the
forget
myth
big
about
games.
big games. Like
Yeah,
people have
forget
said,
big
"Oh,
games.
Bruno disaster class." That was not a Bruno disaster class.
It's just
I'll
a normal
defend him
Bruno.
here to an extent. It's just a normal Bruno Fernandes game. He is just not very good. And now the goals and assists have dried up. Now all of a sudden it's like, what do? You're our captain. Yes, Casemiro was at fault for 2 goals and was horrendous. Yes,
Oh, look
Maino
what
was
Common
also at
Sensei's
fault.
put. Oh,
Yeah,
this is what
for the
football's
third goal.
wrong with football.
Absolutely.
No, there where he's
Yeah,
put.
but
But
his
it's
GNA
GA.
said,
Oh.
and you know what Kaneki said. You know what GNA stands for?
Yeah,
Man?
it
Games
hurts
and
me.
appearances. That's what that
Yeah.
stands for now, man. GNA is games and appearances because you don't miss no games because he's always
Care
available.
less.
Like
I could
let's
care less.
like
I
that's
honestly
just
could
the
care
usual
less.
game for him. Yes, Casemiro was at fault for 2 goals and horrendous. Maino was at fault for the 3rd goal and wasn't good. But what about our captain who we just gave a new deal to? We just gave this man more.
90 minutes.
We just gave this man more money. You know why? Why? And you know who that ties down to? Ineos, because they did that. They watched his performances last season and said, you know what, why does anyone in a company, if this is a company or a club that performs so poorly as a collective, why is anybody getting new deals? We piss poor. We had our worst ever Premier League season, worst ever Champions League season. Why is people being rewarded for that? Why? Nobody deserves any reward for that.
How long
Forget
did he have?
the new
How long did he
players
have
thing.
left on
He
his
had
deal?
I think he had 2 years left on his deal.
Yeah, so it's unnecessary.
This is unnecessary. And even if he had a year left on his deal, no, we're banging down the door for Bruno.
No, but I could see why they'd extend it for a year, and I could see why the player would want more money.
300k and people
if he had 1 year left, they would extend it to try and sell him on in the future for maybe 40.
And
but
you know what the problem is?
when you renegotiate the deal, the player's always going to want more money. But
and I'm hearing
they must believe he's got value. That's the only reason they would extend
Yeah.
it. They must believe they can sell him for value in it.
And you ain't even getting too much for him. And here's another thing that I'm hearing too much financial excuse for these men. I'm hearing, oh, we didn't get rid of Ten Hag because of the money. Oh, we're keeping players because we're trying to have them as assets for money. Because if this is Glazers, we kill them. If it was deemed that the Glazers kept a manager because they didn't want to pay him the severance package, we would have butchered them. We would absolutely have slaughtered the Glazers for that. If they gave a player a new deal,
I'll only argue
it was deemed because it was deemed because it was a financial, we would have slaughtered them. See this in all right, sorry, go on, Eddie. Go on.
I only argue is different because when they put you so far in the red, right? The Glazers already did that. Every decision you made has to be financial in order for you to even have an opportunity to really remake and rewrite this squad. So again, for what it would have cost, there's always a cost-benefit analysis when it comes to business in any stretch.
Facts.
And I just don't think they're going in blindly with the idea that we believe in him, we're going to see more. I always think because they've been measured in the types of players they'd like to sign, like for our whole team, for what it's worth, I am actually happy with the back line minus the goalkeeper. Because I think when I look at Delo on the left, Martinez is the only question mark, Delit, Majoawi, I see players there who can play multiple styles of football. It's calm. Now, maybe they're doing a let's work from the back to the front approach. I don't know. This is just me being speculating, right? The midfield hopefully gets addressed, but to these people who, again, too much lead in the water, too many paint chips in the food, who think Ugarte is going to save you, please don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
So that's why I have faith. I can see you're compartmentalizing their signings from the manager.
Because I think he's done a good job.
I can see it and I can understand that. Yeah.
Because like you mentioned there, the back line, actually, even though we just lost to Liverpool, defensively, I still trust us. Yeah. I don't go into games thinking we are going to get battered. Now, that doesn't mean I think we're going to win games because we got to score. And that's the whole issue within itself. But defensively, off the ball, we look fine in particular. The first two games.
The goals we've conceded this season have mainly been overloads. So it doesn't mean that the back four are absolutely awful. It's just, do you know what I mean? Like if you look at the Brighton goal at the back post, that was an overload. If you look at Liverpool as well, it was an overload. So it's always going to be when you play five-a-side, and one guy doesn't get back to defend, it's 5-on-4. It becomes such a harder game. If two guys don't come back,
been there playing five.
It's long. Do you know what I mean? So I hear it. What's the Salah question?
Oh no, this ain't Salah question because we were talking about Salah and Eddie mentioned that people have asked is he the greatest African player of all time, greatest African player in the Premier League, etc. So TTM says as an African, I think the Salah question is crazy. Just the numbers he's put up as well. Is Salah a quality player? Yes. Is he the greatest African player of all time? No.
I like Yaya Toure, me.
To me, I said George Ware, Samuel Eto'o. They're probably the two.
Oh yeah,
those three that we've just mentioned.
Salah,
if he ever dreams he's on the level of those players, he should run into the next window that he sees. This is what I'm talking about.
No, I hear you because Drogba scored some crazy goals, man.
That's what I'm saying. And that's not a shot at Salah, people. I rate him highly, but those three are like, especially Samuel Eto'o don't get the credit he deserves because he was ridiculous.
You can't put players in a category just because of GA. There's people like, and it's a shame that the younger generation missed the generation of football that we seen because the ballers they rate nowadays were in second and third grade teams in the Premier League in our days. Like David Ginola was an absolute baller and he played for Newcastle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there were some real, like even when you look at like Stoke and that flawless. Do you remember that kid that was played up front? Was it Cameron Jones or something?
Oh yeah,
Even
Cameron
people
Jones,
like
Cameron Jones.
yeah, even that people like that now would be like, oh, I bet he's going to go to Tottenham for 60, 70 mil. Do you know what I mean? They were just standard
That's a Cameron Jones. That's
Premier
a
League strikers. Yakubu, these men were ballers. You know? Do you know what I mean? So
it's big up Ak for being a member of the channel for 3 months. That's crazy. But big up
Hey,
Flawless
yo.
and the panel.
Big
Big
up,
up to
man.
you. Yeah, the rest of that is hey yo.
Yes, man.
Hey,
But big
yo.
up, yeah, Ak out here wilding. But big up to Ak every single time.
Hey, but fellas, I got to cut. Y'all continue to cook.
no stress, Eddie.
Big up, Eddie.
I'll be in the
Every
comments.
single
I got to bounce real quick.
Yo, Eddie,
Yeah,
the Dark
maybe a
Knight, man.
thing.
Come out the
Okay.
darkness, man.
All right,
It's
my
all right.
boys.
We're gonna be all right
Love,
this
bro,
season.
Eddie. Love.
Big up. No, we ain't gonna be all right. No, don't lie to him, Leon. We're not gonna be all right. We know we're not gonna be
We
all right,
gonna
man.
be all
We're not
right.
gonna be all right. We're not like legit.
Second half of the season, rude.
Miss me with that too, bro. Because that
Nah,
again
I'm
is the
joking.
problem.
I don't.
That itself is the problem again. Well, what's the difference between Rude and Ale at this point? If we're bringing Ale, what is the difference?
No. I feel
I'm
like,
not hearing it. No. I'm not
obviously,
hearing it,
it's
Leon.
not.
What is the
It's not been
difference?
proven. It's not been proven. But let's be real. Any manager, I'll take Gary O'Neill. Like I said to man time ago, innit? Like any manager with a half decent, what's the word? Self-awareness.
Competent.
Yeah, slight competence would be calm, innit? But yeah, man, I feel like it's mad. Did any of you man see the Garnacho compilation?
I didn't see it but he did. He tweeted somebody and then deleted it. Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Have you seen what he deleted now? Because people have put the comp on.
No. He responded to the tweet, Garnacho,
Yeah,
and then deleted his
Then he
response.
deleted
I
it.
haven't
The
seen
comp
it.
is mad. Yeah,
But you know what? Get off Twitter and like improve your game.
Focus
That's
on
what
the
you need to
pitch.
be.
Yeah, focus
Yeah.
on. Yeah, how about
You need
that?
that type of energy on the pitch. I don't know why you on Twitter. And then, yes, you are. It's not nice being criticized, but guess what? You're in the public eye. You're in the public eye. You're at Manchester United Football Club. Criticism is part of it when you are not performing well. And you are not performing well. So therefore, yeah, it's just improve. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat. Run up the likes. Over 130 of you lot in the building. Only at 74 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, people. Let's get up to 100 likes as well. Big up to Battered Red, who says Nuruddin and Flawless been the only ones calling out Ineos as frauds from the beginning. Shout out to Nuruddin. He OG. He older than me, so he's like, he's seen it. Like, again, this whole Ineos and all right. What should Rude and Heck change for your next game? And what did you think about Rude taking off Casemiro at halftime? Yeah, because Rude and Heck were going to change it all. You know what I'm saying? They were doing tactics and the lineups and all this. And oh, yeah, the Ten Hag comments I get to. Now this guy just talking a whole load of rubbish.
You know what? This is why I said at the start of the season, yeah. It's good to have a bit of a structure because at the end of the day, whoever does not perform within their specific roles, player, manager.
All right, let's talk about that.
Do you highlighted? Think, right, it's highlighted.
Do you think he makes it to Christmas? Not what you want. I know what you want. Do you believe Ineos will sack him?
Yeah, I think they're going to sack him. Yeah, I think they're going to sack him. Yeah.
By when? All right. So by when do you think they're going to sack him?
I think it will go on longer than what, because people are saying, like, obviously United fans going to an emotional frenzy now. It's got to be done by the end of the international break and da 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 da. Do you know what I mean? I believe that they will do it by Christmas. My prediction was 6 months of pain, changeover, and then 6 months.
You reckon by Christmas?
Yeah, and I think we'll get close to top 4 this season. I think we'll have a little bit of a run at the end. Do you know what I mean? Because these players always tend to bounce back and stuff when they think. I just know that. I'm just hoping that when he gets sacked, like, we get a half decent coach, because we haven't had that for a long time, you know. Like Ragnick was the only one, and he just didn't get long enough. I know Ragnick would have cooked if he'd have stayed longer, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%. Look what he did with Austria.
Yeah, he actually did decent with them in the Euros.
What are you saying, Sheik? When do you think he gets sacked?
Same thing. I'd say I would realistically say probably till Christmas. I think he can get sacked before that too, though.
Oh
I
yeah,
think if let's say Southampton, our next game we lose. After Southampton, we have Spurs. No, actually we have Crystal Palace, I think. And then I think we have Spurs.
Yeah.
We could potentially lose those 3 games.
So Southampton away, Palace away, Spurs at home.
So if we lose those 3 games, I think the pressure is massively on. And I think after Spurs you could get sacked. Honestly, I think you could. Because I think Ineos will pull the trigger if they need to. The only reason I say that is because if they really, really and fully believed in him, you wouldn't only give him a 1-year extension. You'd give him more than that. But I think they give him just a 1-year extension for whatever reason, and this whole bringing in Ruud is kind of like a backup plan, like everyone's been saying. It seems like the easier thing for them: sack Ten Hag, bring in Ruud, who's already a replacement right there. They don't have to go out and look for a manager and pay a manager and stuff like that. So yeah, it just seems like that's what they're gonna do. But I think it could probably be done much more before Christmas.
I hope you man are right. I just don't have faith in. I just don't have faith in these men to get
I understand. No, I understand because a part of me, I always say this. A part of me thinks, do they stick with him? Are they frauds? And are we finished as a club? Because this is the last stand. I always say this to people.
We still don't know them.
This is the last stand.
Yeah.
And when they kept him on, it was done.
No. But I know why. I know why they
That's
kept him on. I know why they kept him on. It's for me personally. I believe it's a money saving exercise.
It's payout,
which is crazy.
Which is mad. Obviously, I get your view, Flawless, because 9 million. But I feel like I think they can negotiate 5 or 6 million to get rid of. And I know what they've done. They've put themselves in a position that if it all fails, that they basically get rid of him for cheaper, and the other replacement is already there. So basically, they can get through this season without shelling out probably another 10 to 20 million quid.
Who do you think the replacement? Who do you think the replacement is?
I think they just do it interim with Ruud. I think they do because I don't think they want to spend money on a manager, if that makes sense at all. So they do it, and I think they know. I think they know as a contingency plan, the United fans will get excited again. They're not stupid. They'd have watched the past and thought, anything that's old United. Do you know what I mean? Like them fans get excited and stuff. So
my only thing is, if that any of us are at games watching us get battered weekly, I don't think they will let that run. They watched us get battered weekly last season.
They didn't.
They kept him.
This is why I don't have no.
They weren't in at that point. They weren't in at that point.
He was in from February.
Yeah, but they weren't in.
Their gym was at games since like February, March.
They
weren't in to make decisions like that.
And they offered
decisions.
Him
But
so they could have got rid of him in the summer. Like I said, should he be sacked? 110%. Do I have faith in these men to get rid of him? No.
Craziest thing is,
I don't have faith in these men to get rid of him. I don't. I think he would get sacked late.
I can understand that though. I can understand that.
March, April. I don't have faith in these men to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Craziest thing is, we spoke to a manager. We spoke to De Zerbi before this whole Ten Hag stuff obviously came through. The same situation then. We couldn't come to an agreement in terms of how much we wanted to pay De Zerbi. And that's why that never happened. And right after, I remember this whole time because obviously we were all waiting for Ten Hag to get sacked at that time. They met up with De Zerbi. We had not heard of De Zerbi going to United or any club. Remember that whole release clause talk? Someone played his release clause. We don't know who it was.
Yeah, we
didn't hear no rumors, nothing. Then we basically, after this Ten Hag news broke that he's going to stay at United, I think a couple of days after, 2 days after, we found out he's going to Marseille. And I know they wanted him. They spoke to him. They probably talked to him for sure. Meetings and stuff took place, but they just couldn't come to some financial agreement. I think because of that, the impact of that was they just probably decided, I think it's cheaper for us to just keep him and the payoff and stuff like that. Let's just keep him for a year and see how that goes. And sack him if we need to by December.
You know what, though? Do you know what's interesting? Quickly is they wanted to save, so that if they sack him now, they save like 3 million quid. Yeah, I just checked how much De Zerbi went to Marseille for you. 6 million euros.
So it's around the same.
So it's not, So there's a part of me that still, I can't disagree with what Flawless is saying. I can't turn around and say adamantly, no, Flawless is not this red star, because the difference between 3 million quid and 5 million quid is manageable even when you're on tight money. Do you know what I mean? Especially with all the wages we got rid of Flawless. So
especially when these guys told us we only got a 60 million budget and then went ahead and spent 200 million this summer. Like, it's just shit like that. So
what we really need to look out for is what clauses they put in that new deal for Ten Hag. Whether it's you didn't achieve a certain bonus, so then we only have to pay you X amount, because they've been quite savvy with their contracts. That's one thing I'll give them credit for. The amount of players that we've got to sell on stuff. So I'm interested to see what they negotiated within in that deal. If we sack you early in the season, you get paid. Obviously, you do get paid. Do you get paid less if you don't perform to this level? Because they might do it on performances. Well, we're -4 goal difference already, and we're 3 games in, which is
I think it's -3.
So unless we do 4-0 next week,
it's -4 if you counted from last year too, because we stole all the goal last year.
But hey, in any else we trust that they're gonna sack this manager. Look where we're at already. We have 0 game week 3, and we have 0 faith. Game week 3, and we're already thankful that the international break is here. Do you man have Villa after the Spurs game? Yeah, it is Villa. So this is the next 3 games. Southampton away, league games. Palace away.
We could really lose
Spurs
our
at home.
4 games.
Villa away. Brentford at home. West Ham away. This is October. Chelsea at home.
Wait. Stop there. Sheik,
West
what do
Ham
you
away.
reckon? 24th of October, Jose puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he could.
Because Fenerbahce
written
are going
in
to
the
come for us,
stars.
Like Jose's
Hey,
going to try and prove something in that game.
guess who else is playing for Fenerbahce? Fred and Amrabat. So they're ready, man. They're ready. Amrabat definitely gonna have a point to prove because he didn't get picked for the team and shit like that. But
Go down, Flawless. Who's after Fenerbahce?
Oh, yeah,
Porto, forget about that game. We're going to lose
Well,
that game for sure. Porto, forget about that.
with West Ham away, Chelsea at home,
Chelsea.
Leicester at home, Ipswich away, Everton at home, Arsenal away, Forest at home, City away, Bournemouth at home, Wolves
Fucking
away,
hell, man.
Newcastle at home, and that's up until the 2020.
Wait, go back up a little bit.
Away.
So
Newcastle
this could be
at home and Liverpool away.
This could be Flawless's for a year. Keep going up a little bit.
What is way?
Keep going. So you struggle with the Chelsea game. Go down a little bit now, and then Ten Hag's dirty win streak against PAOK.
Yeah, Leicester.
Ipswich.
Stinky win against
just keeps
Leicester.
them in a job. You see that?
Oh,
Just keeps
Stinky
them in a job. Then
win
we get
against
Tom.
Ipswich. Yeah, and then Arsenal we get packed probably, and that's probably where the question. And then Man City could be the nail in the coffin too. The Manchester Derby.
City away.
No
Bournemouth
excuses
at home,
with the Europa League, people. Look at the fixtures. No
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
excuses.
should do the business in the Europa League, 100%. Will we do the business in the Europa League?
What's
though?
the new format? What's the new? You just play
We play
everybody
like
once.
8
What's the new
games.
format?
No.
Yeah, we
You
like 8
play.
games.
So you play 8 games. You play 4 teams at home and then 4 separate teams away. But
Away.
everybody's in one.
Wait,
league.
so it's not the same teams you play away.
You don't play them
No.
twice. No, you don't play
Play
them
everyone
twice.
once.
And then
You
what
play
is
4
it?
teams at 4.
Yeah.
You play 4 teams at home and 4 teams away, but it's separate. It's not the same team.
And then how do you go through? Is it in a table?
It's
And then it's a
top 2
table
teams.
thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the
From-
table now. It's like the top. It's like everyone. So it's like 36 teams, and then it's like the top 8.
Oh, so there's 4
go through
tables
one
of 8.
sec.
Top 8. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's not 4 tables. It's all one team. It's all one table. 1 second. I'll show you now. Hold up.
Oh, so then it's
Screenshot.
literally the top 4 teams, top 8 teams go through.
Yes,
top
and then
16.
the
That's
9 to
sick.
24. The 9 to
No,
24
that's cold, you know.
is
Round of
yeah.
16,
Look,
yeah.
can you see the table? It's on the screen.
It's like a
show.
league. It's basically like a
league.
league.
It's a league format. Look.
League format.
So
So
do
you
the
got-
top
look.
6 to the top
So-
16, what happens then? Like, do you
No,
play?
so you get the top 8. The top 8 they will go through to the next round, the round of
And then,
16.
yeah.
Then
Champions
9 to
League teams
20.
crash out
Then the
too.
9 to 20. No, there are no Champions League teams.
Oh, they
Then
don't
the
crash
9
out. Oh,
No, they don't.
And then the 9 to 24 will face a 2-legged tie to get into the round of 16.
what?
So
And that's
top 8 go
to
through.
get into the round of 16.
Yes, and then 9 to
That's
24
nasty.
play. They all play each other in playoffs. 9 to 24 is 2-legged
Mm.
ties. So basically, we got to finish top 8. Yeah.
So
So yeah, and then top 9
when
to
you get
24.
through, so then one of those teams goes through and makes it top 16. That makes sense.
Yeah. So you got 8.
Wait,
and then
yeah,
from the
go
9
through
to
this list,
24.
Flawless. Let me see if we can actually finish top 8.
Alkmaar, Ajax, Anderlecht, Athletic Club, Besiktas.
Yeah,
Bologna,
we
Glint,
should.
Kiel,
Of course we can.
Frankfurt,
Of course we can.
Elfsborg,
we should.
FCSB, Fenerbahce. I can't
Man,
pronounce that team's name.
Galatasaray is in that
Galatasaray,
competition too. They got
Hoffenheim,
Victor Osimhen now,
Lazio,
too.
Ludogorets, Lyon, Tel Aviv, Malmo, Midtjylland, Nice, Olympiacos, PAOK, Porto, Karabag, Rangers, Real Sociedad, RFS, Roma, Slavia Praha, Braga, Tottenham, 20, Union
Yeah, we can make
Saint-Gilles,
top 8. We
and
should be in top 8.
Victoria P. Yeah, we should get top 8. When
should
you look
be.
at our
So-
fixtures, yes. When you look at
so-
the fixtures we got, yes.
Think about this. So
Easy home games for sure. Porto away and Fenerbahce away are the tough games that I would say in our fixtures. But
So if you don't make it through to the top 8, it's long season in that competition.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, and we should.
long.
When you look at our actual let me actually go back to when you look at the actual teams
Because
we've
you
got.
played 8 games, then you play round of such as 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fixture
like,
list
you
wise.
play like a bag of games, like 12 games.
Like, because the 2 tough away games are the Paul game. So you're looking here, I'm looking right now. So 20 at home, Porto away, Fenerbahce away, PAOK at home, Bodo Glint at home, Victoria P away,
Pleasant, yeah.
Rangers at home, FCSB away on the 30th of January. So if we don't win, if we win 6 out of those 8, 5 out of those 8, then you're through pretty much. You should get top 8. Even saying top 4, top 8, we should. Which if we don't, then it's something on. And someone asked earlier about Manchester United. We're not winning the Europa League. Will we get through this groups? Well, through the first format. I mean,
Not with
through the
this
first
manager.
phase?
Not with this manager.
Absolutely.
We're
Now,
not
are we
winning
winning
the
it? Are
Europa
we
League.
winning it with this manager? No. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And like I said, people, I don't have faith in these lot to get. And he also said, "Yo, this is their guy. Man, are backing him before the game. Or if there's a run of bad results, we're not gonna back him." And people asking about Ten Hag's comments, like, I've been
Copenhagen.
foolish.
That's
Foolish
the
also,
PTSD for
man.
these players. Copenhagen. As soon as a goal goes in against some lower league opposition, or some next country, Copenhagen. That Brighton goal was Copenhagen all over again. Trust me.
Foolish,
mad.
man. It really is like.
But you
this
know
team-
what? This is the sad thing about this season. Yeah, he's got a load of new young players in. He's got 5 starters. Yeah, he's got a couple of youngsters he can bring through. I still think selling Alvaro Fernandez was not a good idea when we're lacking left backs, but we're here now. He's not got everything that he wants. The squad's not complete, but it's a decent enough squad to be in the Europa League and to challenge for a top 4. No one can tell me that it's not, with the right manager and system, that can't be a bit of a well-oiled machine.
Mm.
It should be a season that we're looking forward to, because at the end of the day, we could win some games, lose some games, play some exciting football, play the technical ballers together. Then we could have a little run in the Europa League. You could see if some of your favourite youngsters coming through, competition for places. But I just feel like if it carries on the way it is, it's going to be a proper drag, like a proper drag. Because this guy also believes only to play certain players. So burnout flawless, playing that run up and down football and playing the amount of Europa League games, the League Cup, FA Cup, League. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I just think it's going to hit a point where, and we're already seeing it already, which is mad in the season, the performances are going to really, really struggle. So if, obviously you don't trust Ineos, if they do keep him, it's going to make them look terrible this season. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah, to me, they already look terrible. They already look terrible for keeping him. That's why I wrote off the season before it started. So, Leon, let me ask you, how many league goals you score in this season? To the chat as well.
Definitely plus figures. Definitely plus figures. Definitely plus figures.
How many league goals will we? Hey, to the chat. How many league goals? All fans of everyone, but if you're a United fan, let me know in particular.
What did I say last time? 65. I think I said 66 or something like that. Or 68.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 60. Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna go 65.
65. Hey, chat. How many league goals will we score in this season? How many league goals do you think we get, Sheik?
I think we'll end up with a goal difference of about plus.
Yo, 12, honestly, if you're actually asking me honestly, like 40 or 45.
No. We went.
I'm being for real. No, I'm being for real.
Sheik.
I'm genuinely being for real. 40 or 45.
No.
We just I can't say we're scoring just above a goal a game.
Yeah.
Because 40, 45 is just above a goal a game, pretty much.
Yeah. A goal a game.
Yeah, like someone said, man, we scoring less goals than WWE has WrestleManias. It could.
I'm going 65.
I'm genuinely flawless going for 45.
I'm going the same amount around. We scored 57 last season.
Obviously, the 65 goes with my prediction that manager gets sucked. You get it? It's like, it's bored, and it, you know what I mean? But if he doesn't...
Yeah, it's Premier League only, Stephen. We're saying Premier League only. Not in all comps, just Prem people. Just Premier League only.
Surely 50
in all comps. In all comps, I'll tell you.
I don't get why you're so confident. I think we barely... I'm saying 60. That's barely.
I'll say 60 all
man.
comps.
The last hope, man. This is Star Wars.
Barely.
The last hope. You get
barely 60. You know what I'm saying?
What did you say, Sheik?
I'll say 65 all comps.
No, forget all comps. What we doing in the league? Because you can
draw
some lower league sides. You say
45. 45. Yeah, 45. Yeah,
60 all comps.
65 all comps. No, seriously, bro.
So that's Europa League,
45
League Cup, and FA Cup.
Yeah, I'm not. The reason why I'm not mentioning all winning because these are talking about we scored goals and mentioned
goals. That means 20 goals. So wait, how many rounds have we got in the? So really and truly, you're predicting a lot of draws,
and penalty shootouts. Yeah, and penalty shootouts. Yeah. No, I'm being like you people can say I'm being delusional or whatever. No, I'm not. I genuinely believe this.
That's a horrible campaign, you know.
It's just because what I think it's going to be, bro. Like I just don't think who's going to score goals for us. Seriously. Like we struggle.
So you think even if we don't make it to the top 8 Europa League, 20 goals, all competitions, that's nasty with Europa, you know. That means you scumbag a 1-0 in the 105th minute.
Because Leon, we're shit. That's just what it is. We're shit. We're shit, man.
You know what? One thing I will say,
Go on.
I can see glimpses of what the players are trying to do in attack.
Someone said 32, you know, that's how funny.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see slightly better patterns of play, and this is really, really slightly, okay, in attack. I just know that the positional awareness and the way they're being coached as a unit is not cohesive. But I can see, like, even though if you watch the Garnacho comp, he's trying to, he never looks up when he crosses the ball, so he's doing a whole heap of madness. But I'm not going to get onto people like Zertsky and stuff because he's getting into good positions.
It's just coming to the team. Yeah.
I'm not going to be Rashford is Rashford, isn't it? So, like,
Woeful.
hear me out when I say this, yeah? I'm not going to be as critical on Rashford because I don't expect much from Rashford. But he's still trying to...
He's
I don't know.
dreadful.
He's
Yeah,
trying,
you know,
he's
Leon,
trying-
you know he had a shot, right?
Oh, yeah. Because this is
Zero.
what I'm trying
No.
to say to you.
Not had a shot on target. He's not had a shot full stop.
Like he's never pressed circle once.
Yeah,
Never.
of course. I think
You
he's
don't
been
just
told
go
to do
back.
that. I believe he's been
You
told
think he's
to
been
do
told not to shoot?
this. No, I believe he's been told to recycle the ball more than anything.
Stop it, man. We know
I
he's not
believe
being
he's been
coached,
told
man.
to recycle the ball.
He's not being coached, man. You know this.
Of course he's not being coached. You know what I mean? Because he's not
Why
doing
is
the
he
blind
being told
alleyways
that?
thing. He's going the opposite way down now. So a little bit.
Hey, if he took on Konate, maybe he could have had his first shot. Who knows?
Shot,
That's
yeah.
all I'm
Have a
saying.
shot. Just press circle.
Have a shot. Like
That's all I want you
press
to do.
circle. Yeah.
I don't even press circle. I'm even
You
saying
know
hit the
what?
target.
You know
Hey,
when you
press
think about it
circle.
as well,
I say that
even-
to man on clubs. I'm like, yo, shoot the ball. I
He
don't
tells
care
me
if you
all the
miss.
time. Yeah.
I'm
Facts, man.
You know
constantly
what?
shouting at Sheik. Hey, Sheik, shoot the
Have
ball,
you
man.
noticed though? Have
Go
you noticed that a
0-10
lot
rather
of the
than
team?
0-0. Fuck it.
Have you noticed a lot of the team are not shooting from outside the box as much? A little bit, but not as much last season because they was doing it for spam last season.
No, they did it.
That
No, they
must
did
be a
Cass
it.
used to
change.
do it a lot.
That's the only
Cass
way.
actually
No,
don't
no.
do that anymore.
Cass
Yeah.
ain't been getting
I
into
haven't
the
seen Bruno
situations.
doing
Now,
it as much.
Bruno, literally, the shot's gone viral. Bruno's done it.
Yeah.
Mazarawi had
Yeah,
a
but
shot
I
from the
mean
edge of the box.
consistently because Bruno will do it like 3-4 times.
we
a
don't
game,
attack.
Well, honestly, the
No
less he
attack.
does it, the better it is.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
yeah.
We
The
don't
less he does it,
attack. We don't get in
'Cause-
situations to shoot from the edge of the box.
The problem with Bruno is that when he needs to pass, he'll take the shot, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the issue.
Yeah.
The issue.
So it's
Press
like the less he
friggin'
does
press,
it, yeah.
press
more-
circle. Yeah, we suck, man. That's what it is. Man said he's gonna go 007 in shots on target, guys. Think
That's
about
a
it.
first. That's a
know,
first
man.
one.
Yeah,
Bro.
he can't go 0
That's
7.
cold, then.
Yeah, you can't do that. Nah, I beg.
Anyhow,
I refuse to
cannot go
believe.
0-7.
I refuse
He
to
cannot.
believe though that like, and I know you say this a lot, Flores, that it's just like these players are not good enough to get 65 goals. I don't believe that.
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah. They
Because
can definitely be coached to.
When
At
you're
the
playing
bare
with a
least.
gap in the when you're playing with your front line and your defense and there's not much in the middle, it's extremely hard to play football when there's no cohesive. It's really, really, really hard. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's an excuse for them. It's just an indictment on the coaching. It's that poor. Like, and it's interesting how everybody's turned around now and it's cool to be 10 out all of a sudden. And like after everything, do you know what I mean? And like I couldn't give a shit about in or out. I just know what I want. Do you know what I mean? Like all this, you've got to pick a side and all that is madness. Do you know what I mean? So, but
I'm not even with the Ten Hag, I don't think it's like I've made my thoughts abundantly clear. I wrote off regardless. When they kept him, that's why I didn't back any of us. They kept him.
I
They
hear
watched what happened last season and said, hey, new deal for you. They watched how Bruno played and said, new deal for you. All right. So you're accepting of it. That's rewarding it. You've rewarded that. A new contract, a new deal is rewarding. Poor performance. All right, bet. That's where they're at. That's why I didn't trust them in the first.
the Bruno one just baffled me. The 10 one I kind of got, but the Bruno one did just baffle me.
And people are saying this to save money. If that's the case, that's awful.
No, the
money.
Bruno one doesn't make sense to save money in my head. It doesn't make sense.
It's like, sack him. What
You
are
just
we
think,
talking about?
I just think they believe there's an asset there that's maybe, you know how bad football is now. Bruno could be an asset based on his GA,
They don't even get GNA like that.
not
That's
ability.
crazy, bro.
So it's
You know, I just realized those two chances that Rashford had in the Community Shield, those weren't on target either. To be fair, he missed the first one and the second one hit the post. So that's
But he's the guy who's scoring us all these goals.
Crazy.
He's getting 75, 80, 85, 88, 90 league goals. Sure. This attack's woeful. The team sucks, people.
Look at Kaneki as
45
well.
people,
Kaneki's put
45.
the last player to register 10 assists was Pogba, and Pogba made it look easy, but Pogba's shit apparently.
Bro, that guy had 4 assists in one game. Pogba.
Just
That's the
remember
level
this
we had.
couple.
First game of the season. Do you guys remember that Leeds game? First game of the
Yeah, I
season.
do remember.
The year the
When-
Ollie got
what's-
sacked.
What's the next league game you man think we scored in 2 goals in? Not even winning a game. Just what's the next league game you man genuinely think we're scoring 2
What's
goals?
after Southampton? Did you say Palace and
No,
So
well,
Southampton away, Palace away, Spurs at home.
yo Palace with Nketiah? Could be techie.
No. I know that, but I'm asking like, when's the next game you think we score 2 goals in a league?
Oh, I
game?
think we score 2 goals in the next game because
Against
our players
Southampton.
tend to bounce back and then they'll just flop again. I just see that. Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
Maybe-
Actually, I agree with him. I think we could score 2 goals against Southampton, but let's say we don't. I'm all the way in. Let's see.
because Palace is going to be a tough game.
I'm all the way in
Yeah.
October 19th. I think that's when we next score 2 goals.
What you
It's
say, is that
against
Ipswich?
Brentford at home. Brentford at home.
Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford at home.
Oh, because they like the space thing. They like to play our little
Yeah,
basketball thing, innit?
Yeah. After that, I don't think we scored 2 goals till November. That's like Leicester at home. Maybe we could score 2. After that, Ipswich away. Yeah, I could say we
And
could
what
score 2.
one was Ipswich away?
No, November 23rd.
Okay.
So
So you
we're
think
in September right now, by the way.
so you man think from September, October, November, December, we're scoring 2 goals 3 times in the league.
Yeah, hey, I have to be consistent with this because I think we're
basically-
scoring 45 this season.
So we
I have to say
basically
this.
we are
Yeah.
scoring 2 goals in a league game once a month for the rest of the year.
I didn't say
Okay.
that, but I'm just saying that I can
I'm
see.
I would say that. Yes, I will say
asking
that. Yes.
Sheik. Yeah,
Yes.
that was at Sheik because Sheik said that.
Yes.
So same to you, Leon. So you
Yes,
think
I think
Southampton?
that.
Where else you think we score 2 league goals from now to the end
I
of the year?
don't think it matters. What do you mean? And the opposition don't score? You're saying?
Yeah, we scored
No. Forget the result. Forget the opposition scoring. I'm just asking when you next think we are going to score.
I think we will a little bit this season, but it doesn't mean that we've progressed because it could easily
I'm
be
not-
a 2
no.
or 2-1. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm not saying progression. I'm just talking about how bad our attack is. That I don't know
Yeah.
when we are going to score 2 league goals in a game.
Yeah, I think they will. I'm not saying consistently. I just know that when these players backs against the wall and they have to produce something, they produce something, but then it's too little, too late anyway. Do you know what I mean? So that's the story of what we're doing. It's too little, too late. But
AW, we're talking league games only. We're talking league games.
Watch these 2 goals be like a last minute goal too. Like how much?
Even
the just watch.
What was the game we scored 2 in this year?
This year we have
2 this year.
1-0 against Fulham, and
sorry. Even the Fulham game,
1-0, and then we 1 goal against Brighton and 0 against Liverpool.
Fulham, we could have scored 4 technically. Bruno had 2 chances that he missed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we could have scored more against Fulham, but
I legit don't know when we are scoring 2. I ain't even confident of doing that against Southampton.
I can hear that.
It's ironic because the manager spoke to us about he likes to drill his patterns and the way he likes to put his style and his philosophy together in games, but there's no consistency in games and there's no indication that he likes to do that. And the saddest thing is as well, this guy's been here for 76, 77 games. It's a long time to coach football. And
look how we look.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. Like, Arnie Slot's been in there for 3 games and a preseason.
Mm-hmm. Been there 3 months.
Even the Brighton manager. And he's not playing. He's not playing the same as De Zerbi.
And look at how we look. Hey, you lot, get your final few questions in before we close out. Run up the likes. We're at 93 likes. Get us up to 100 likes. This is still over 110 of you lot in here in the building. We'll get to any questions you lot have. But yeah, man, it's a long Manchester United fans. It's a long old season, man. Strap in your seatbelt. This is going to be a very, very, very uncomfortable season. We're doing nothing of note. Said all this before the season, and now you lot are seeing it during the season. I'm telling you, got this manager talking about trophies won and all. It's like, what's that got to do with league form?
Desperation.
Nothing is. It's like got nothing. Is that what you think it is?
Of course it is, because if you look at the pattern,
I think it's PR. Pressure, they just told him to talk about that. Yeah.
I think he. That's how he gets. He gets desperate. He what he does is he's
like a stubborn child,
like a narcissist. He diverts attention away from and instead of looking in the mirror and stuff. Like Ten Hag, if you watch Ten Hag's press conferences, his post-match ones, he usually leaves himself in a position where if his system doesn't work, he blames the players within the system. He subtly does it after press conferences. I don't know if you caught that last season. He does it a lot.
We'll go on, carry on.
He does it a lot because he kind of hints that the players can't quite do what I do, or it was fine margins, or this person didn't take that chance, or we should have got this here. And what he does is, without saying it directly, he subtles on the fact of, first of all, is I don't have the players to play my system. Second of all, not playing the Ajax way. Third of all, these players can't do it. So he's always keeping do you know what I'm saying? Even him taking Casemiro off is a bit of his little spare ammo to bring something up and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So he's subtle. You gotta watch what he says. If you read between the lines of what he's saying, he's very subtle. Like even when he's saying about Harry Potter and stuff, he's subtly saying,
I'm not a magician.
They're not getting what I'm doing, but the other way around is no one's getting what you're teaching, my brother. Do you know what I mean?
Ten Hag, when asked if the coaching is the issue, are you sure? I don't think so. Or you wouldn't win trophies like we did to beat big opponents. I'm sorry for you. After Manchester City, we won the most trophies. I'm sorry for you. All right, but Andy says,
big up that journalist for not being the guy who's the yes man in the room, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on his case. Does Ten Hag
Think
know the
about it.
minimum is to qualify for the Champions League? Andy, I don't think the minimum is to qualify for the Champions League. I think from the supporters, the minimum is to qualify for the Champions League. Do I believe from the hierarchy it is? No. Because we finished 8th.
You know
And
what's
they
mad?
kept him.
We've got no business in there at the moment as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't. I don't think he
got
is
no
under any
business
pressure.
in that big boy
I
league
don't
right
think
now.
he's under any pressure to do anything pretty much of note. I don't think he's under severe pressure to do anything of note with these lot.
I've also just seen another stat. Apparently, we've only won 5 of our last 17 Premier League games.
5 out of 17.
Yeah, 5 out of 17.
What since
Going
the
into last season too. Yeah.
so the last 14 games we won 4.
Well, including this season, we've played 3, and then the last 14 games we only won.
4 from what you're saying.
Yeah. Actually,
Mad.
wait, I take that back. We won 1, 2, 3, 4. We've won 6 out of our last 17 games. Yeah.
We won
So we
5
only
out of
won 1.
14
Yeah.
at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
That's awful. How many did we draw out
We
of that?
drew to, so I'll tell you, we drew to Brentford, we drew to Liverpool, we drew to Bournemouth, we drew to Burnley. So we drew 4 games as well.
So you win 5, draw 4, and lose. What did you say
We've
then?
lost
5.
2 so far. We've lost 2 so far this season.
No, I was saying last season because you said
Oh,
4.
last season. Yeah. So last
So you
season,
knew-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Sounds like win 4, draw 4, lose 4, something like that.
something like that. Yeah. I have the games right here. But yeah,
That's nasty work, man.
But this is the guy that people think, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Any else gonna sack him or look at the stats we're rolling out. 5 out of the last 17 league games we won. That's 2 out of our first 3.
6, yeah.
I think our away form, I think the away form is also bad under him. I think we've lost more away league games than we've won under him or something like that. It's like 16 wins and 16 draws on the road. Or something like that in like the past season and a bit. Exactly, TTM. But hey, we won an FA Cup. Ten Hag has lost 25 out of his 79 Premier League games. Hey, big up my Dun C in the chat as well. Hope you're a good family, man. Big up to Dun C every single time.
Can I just make a point as well? Can I just
Yeah,
make
of
a point that
Yeah.
big up Dancy. A lot of fans talk about this as well, yeah. Me and AG go back and forth this all the time.
Yeah.
The fine margins that this player didn't make that and that player didn't do that to get the games, yeah. I couldn't give a shit. Do you know why? Because if we'd have won those games and the results were better and we was even top 4, I'd still be looking at the way we are getting results is not good. It's not good. If a lot of Bruno spam balls are working, I'd still be calling this shit out. I'd still be calling out because it's not sustainable. Do you know what I mean? It's really not. If Bruno and Scott had combined and we managed to nick games and stuff like that, do you think I'm going to be rating it? I'm just saying, yeah, this is the future of United. Bruno spams it, Scott back post. Do you know what I'm saying? It's unsustainable, man, and it's just, yeah, it's. I don't know why people are still surprised that we're getting the results and we're getting dominated by the teams that we are, because we're doing such basic stuff wrong. Every Premier League manager is showing up at United now and they're going, I bet he plays 1 in midfield. I bet he plays 1 in midfield. We've seen Billy Gilmore. Was Gilmore playing that game? And Milner.
Yeah,
They bossed us, man. Milner should not be bossing us like that.
do we let that bum Diaz score 2 goals against us this weekend, man?
Just good.
And the Liverpool fans want him out. They literally want all these players out, man. We let him score 2 goals on us. And Gravenberch bossed our midfield on
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah. He's been quiet all last season. That's mad.
Yeah, quiet. And that's mad, bro. Like, he looked like he was one of the
I
best
don't rate him
players.
that much either, Sabazlai.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not like super, yeah. Ten Hag is the first Manchester United
That's
manager
for
to
sure.
lose 2 of the club's first 3 games of a Premier League campaign on multiple occasions.
Right.
What's
He didn't
Ornstein
do
said,
that last year, but he did it his first season.
Yeah, it was his first season.
We lost.
What did he Ornstein Mo, what did Ornstein say?
I just seen it too.
Isn't
I'll tell you right now. 1 second.
Yeah, cool.
Someone's left the club, basically.
Do anyone have known?
Man United Deputy Football Director Andy O'Boyle to leave club, joined MUFC in 2022 to help improve men's, women's academy. Greater influence after Murto exit, and plus heavily evolved in transfer window. Highly regarded across industry. That's
Yeah,
what he
great.
said.
Sure.
Yeah, fucking hell. All right.
Yeah.
Nothing
You know
news.
what? Wrong person is leaving. That's
It's like
the issue
nobody
right
reading that shit in the newspaper. Like they just
Yeah,
they
it's-
go into the next page. Yeah,
It's
they
the
go.
wrong. It's the wrong person. It's the wrong person leaving. That's the issue right there.
Yeah.
The wrong
True.
freaking person leaving. That's who it is. It should be that. It should be people's, not even person.
When we got ball back? 2 weeks.
14th of September. So yeah, I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like
Because we're the first game back.
3 games and we need a break already.
Well, hey, man,
Yeah.
in Ten Hag we trust, in this team we trust, in these players we trust, in Ineos we trust, and Berrada and all this nonsense. And what happened to that? That's what I want to know. What happened to all of that? Someone please enlighten me what happened to that. Ineos was gonna dictate how we play. And it was gonna be possession based and on the front foot. And he wasn't doing the tactics and he wasn't doing the lineups. And the philosophy wasn't his. And Van Nistelrooy and Hack was gonna do this. Man, believe anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man didn't believe it. His hope thing. And it's like, it was never going to change people. And it was blatantly obvious. Because he's still the same manager in charge. Still the same with the vast majority of the same players. In particular, offense, which I've spoken about. Time, I banged on about this all summer long. Go get a striker. Now, we don't need Tony. We got Hoyland and Xerxes. Bet you wish we had Ivan Tony. Now, we don't need a left winger. We don't need another midfielder. We don't need a left back. Yes, we do.
Letting Sancho go without Tony is mad. That was crazy.
Letting Sancho go and not replacing him is crazy.
It's
Just
crazy.
get Sancho moved on early.
25 mil,
We need attackers and we're selling them. We're selling the ones we have.
We sell the one of the best ones. Have we got any sort of sell on with that or anything like that? Or is it just straight 25 mil robbery?
45 million obligation to buy, man. Like it's done.
What? So it's not no sell on top of that.
There might be
No
a percentage.
additionals.
Maybe.
There could be, but what sell on we're gonna get from 25 million, man? It's cheap, you know. Like, it's crazy.
That's it.
It's ridiculous.
Last
man.
77 games, we've lost 27, 134, and only 6 of those wins have been by more than one goal. Hey, Miles, man, this is what it is.
Holy for madness.
Foolishness.
Yeah,
You lot continue
madness,
to run up the likes. We're too short of 100. Get us to 100 likes. Make sure you share across the socials. That's Be Flawless at Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe to both the Man Them Chic TV, Unleash Sports. Both links are in the title, people. Click the links. Subscribe to Leon's channel. Subscribe to Chic's channel. Both in the title as well. It's done, man. We can't play. There's no signing of players, my guy. Mapuka, there's no signing of players. The window's closed.
Finished, man. This is it.
Windows closed. I seen someone say that, like, we need to go into the window. It's a wrap. Windows closed. It's the 3rd of September now. This is what, word to Sheik, this is now what we've got. This is it. Ogate should have been in the door weeks ago, and we should have signed Sandenberg as well. Our midfield is very short. And the thing is, I think is a good signing and will do well. But because we are so far behind, it wasn't Agate alone. It had to be Agate and the Sandenberg, or Agate and a player like that, or a player like Sandenberg and a player like. You needed both.
Like, even forget
Sancho
stuff. Like, we should still be signing a player, even regardless of the Sancho situation. We still needed attackers.
Yes.
We still needed attackers, man.
Stink, people. Our attack sucks. I don't know why people had to see 3 games to go out attack. We played 3 matches. Has our attack played well in any of them?
They've not been absolutely dreadful. Do you know what I'm saying?
Has our attack played well in any of them, Leon?
I've seen certain things.
I could argue.
I've seen certain things that I don't mind. The only thing that it's all about system for me. It doesn't matter. It's all about.
I hear it about system.
I know.
We know there's no system, so therefore we're relying on.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I get your point. You're saying because we know what it is. We shouldn't need to be like, oh, we haven't got Sanderberg. It's not going to work. We should be in a position whereby. He really and truly, if you're going to start a rebuild, he should be in a position this season where he's got 3 or 4 players that he really wants, but then he shows us he's a good coach. I know these are hype. Sorry, people. I know this is a dream, but like he shows us that he can deal with the gaps that he's got. Just like Liverpool's first season, you've seen a lot of gaps when Klopp first came in, but he made it work. Yeah, but the reality, the sad thing is, we're trying to buy players to come up to make up for the deficiencies of a bad coach. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
You're buying Sanderberg because he's leaving Casemiro out to dry, or he's not signing. So or he's going to play Collier, which get room before he started. Yeah,
it's really weird, man. It's like
awful.
At times you see how I kind of think this. I feel like he prioritizes individual performances and
Yeah.
individual brilliance rather than a system and
There you go.
team performance. That's what I think, and I see that a lot in a lot of the games. The way he picks his selections, what he asks specific players to do, also in a game, just kind of shows me that he relies massively on player like performance rather than just team performance. That's why everyone looks all over the place when they play together. As a cohesion, as a team, they look terrible. But individually, like sometimes you'll see moments of brilliance. Amad Diallo will come on and look like he looks like the best player on the team attacking wise and stuff like that. Because there's no system, but basically reverting back to that same point again and again. There's just no concrete system. And this is what happens when you just rely on, first of all, you're relying on player individuals. Look, even the individuals we have. Like you're relying on these guys to do well. Fucking hell, you play Mount week in, week out. We're lucky Mount's injured. Otherwise, he would have started against Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's why as well, yeah. I'm interested to see on Mandem talk tomorrow what like
I can't wait for that show.
It's gonna be crazy, yeah. It's gonna be mad. I'm interested to see the people that turn around and said, we've seen what Ten Hag was trying to do for 20 minutes. Try and talk to me like we see.
Yeah,
not we.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Not me. I ain't seeing nothing. So because it's like the way that we attack and the way that we play throughout the pitch, midfield attack especially, and the way this guy talks, there's no education or intelligence. I just watched on Slot's post match interview the other day. Yeah, I could hear more in 2 minutes than I've heard from 2 years. It was just that, and he didn't even go into that much detail, did he? Do you know what I mean? It was just the way he was talking was like we kind of knew these areas, and like it is mad. Like it's alarming when your manager is battling with a journalist rather than just being like explaining the system in it. Have we ever heard Ten Hag explain the system?
No.
No, he always just says,
we
need to stick to the plan. We need to stick to the plan. Motherfucker never tells us what the plan is.
We never heard like we tried to press in the middle. Like, he never says anything, does he? Like I don't think.
Yeah, he never because probably doesn't have the IQ for that shit. Probably doesn't know these terms and all that. Because like we stick to the plan. Oh well, this was bad, but we stick to the plan. Like
so basically, we've had over. So if I said he's been here for 76 games, yeah. And then you've got what competition we've been in, Europa and leagues and stuff like that. This guy's been there for like 90 press conferences, yeah, and never explained the plan. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just mad. Do you know what I mean? It's just mad. It's absolute madness. Like, so I don't know. I don't know how you can liken this to music for us. I don't know what it'd be. Just be like somebody just rapping the same dead flow on a beat and then hoping that.
Just like you got people who are going back this, man. You going back this? Hey, no worries, Nero, man. Enjoy, fam. I just checked.
I see your story.
Enjoy,
too.
Enjoy, man. Don't worry about it, man. Enjoy for real. If you run into any sheikhs out there who are rich and like football, tell them buy United a bet.
Yeah, tell them buy United. Yeah.
Deal, man.
Hey, go see Jasim or something out there. You know, just try to revisit talks or whatever.
It's gonna be hella essays, man. Rather than just say, hey, Ten Hag is not good enough, people just gonna make excuses. That's why I don't even debate it anymore. If you back this and you back Ten Hag and you back Ineos at this point, I got nothing to say. Because all the evidence is staring you in the face and you don't want to believe it. All the evidence is staring you in the face and you don't want to believe it because of your love for the football club. And that's just what it is because he won 2 trophies and all. All right, bet. I say we stink. We played, what, 4.5 hours of football? How many times we attacked well? 4.5 hours of football. Keep banging on about it. Attacks, yeah, man. Negotiate, Nero. Negotiate. This is what it is. No good, rubbish. And it's going to be a long season. Manchester United fans strap in. People are like, why did you write the season off on this beforehand? This. Even the Fulham game that we won, it's like, all right, cool, defensively better win the game. Brighton, unlucky. Because we could see that last minute goal. But then again, we shouldn't be relying on our defense to do that. But our attack, we don't punch back. To boxing reference, good defense. We don't punch back.
Just getting punched up, you know. Yeah, that's mad.
We don't punch back. We just solely relying on defense. We got
so we're on the ropes like this.
We're waiting for someone to throw the towel.
We're on the ropes, hoping he's going to start punching, knowing he's going to keep punching. Right?
We don't have any punch back, and defensively we're decent, so we ain't going to get knocked out. But it's like we don't punch back.
That's sad, man.
We don't.
And the other thing as well is, we have no game management in a boxing ring. You know that if you get hit with a certain shot, you poker face it or you tie up. Or I know people that hit someone with the right hand in the wrong position and they hurt the hand. So then they fool the opponent by jabbing and looking, shaping up like the right. But then after the fight, they're like, I'll hurt my right hand. The opponent's like, huh? Really?
Yeah,
they don't know it. You don't show your weakness. Whereas United just there like, And the guy's like, "Oh, is it cool? I'm gonna walk you down now." Bang. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
It's like,
And that's it. Daryl says, I'm just seeing the Berrada quotes, the any holes Kool-Aid man.
mad.
Hey, but in any else we trust. Any else we
man.
trust.
I watch other teams and I'm
I
just
hate
like,
Kennedy.
damn. Like, I did a Mallorca versus Real Madrid watch along on my channel like a couple of weeks ago.
Hey,
And I
what
looked
are
at the
Mallorca
way.
saying? Are they any good? Are they cooking?
Yeah, they deserve to win that game. I'm not gonna lie, they actually deserve. It finished 1-1.
Like Ollie McBurney's gone out there and that mad.
They deserve to win that game, and I looked at them and I'm like, damn, like there's such a difference between Mallorca and Man United itself, just the way that they play. They're just on it from the get-go, bro. And they didn't care who it was. They didn't care it's Real Madrid. They don't care if it's Mbappe who's playing against them, Vinny, Rodrigo, none of that shit. They had a clear plan, clear system. They got a 1-1 draw out of it, and they should have won, to be fair, that game. But I just, it's sad, man. I enjoy watching other teams more than I watch my own.
Shame on them fans as well that said, "Oh, there's no good managers out there to go and get because we can't change it because what has De Zerbi done or wherever else." Brothers, I told man, you could have gone and got the Luton manager and we'll be playing better football and getting better results.
That's facts.
I'm telling you, you
that's
could go
facts.
to many leagues and pick up managers. Look what Brighton did. They picked up some bread I've never heard of in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? Is he playing unbelievable football? No. Is he getting results and cooking a little bit? Yeah. So it's like, I'm bored of it, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm bored of it. And shame on you lot. They're all going to flip-flop now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably all want Jose back. So
Yeah. Or Ole. I'm sure some people want. I've seen some clips of people on Twitter talking about, Ole ball was so special. Yeah, it was so special. We won 0 trophies. We won 0 trophies in like 7 years.
I'm going to give Ollie credit
So
there for
special.
getting like 100 goals out of this attack. That's the only thing
He
I'm going to
did.
give him for.
He did, to be fair. But hey, he won 0 trophies, man. So
And that attack was actually
10
miles
better.
better.
Yeah, and
Yo,
attack
what was
was miles better.
cooking?
We still won 0 trophies.
That attack was miles better. Pogba, Greenwood, Martial, Rashford.
Even remember when we won at PSG?
We scored 9.
Even
We
though we
scored
were
9 in a
lucky.
game under Ole. 9.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, even we was cooking at PSG in that year, and we didn't even play well, and we got them lucky goals. But the team wanted it. Even if we'd have lost that game, I'd have been like, "Oh, we went for it." Do you know what I mean? And like the way we're losing games at the moment is like the last goal when
we had man like Juan Zabi locking up Mbappe, bro.
The last goal went in, everyone left the stadium. Man, them were telling me Nuruddin and Said were talking about 25,000 people in there. Man, they were chipping. They're off. Like,
that's crazy.
You heard that, Flawless?
I did not know. I did not hear about that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
was
that.
like
I could tell from
20,000
when we were watching the game.
Oh, you're talking about the Liverpool game? Yeah. I know people
brother.
had left. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
ain't sticking around for that. From
Seats
when
were
they
empty,
booed,
man.
hey,
Seats
from
were
when they,
empty.
the Old Trafford faithful, who are they're very supportive and rarely boo. The fact that they booed the decision to take off Garnacho and not Rashford when he put on Diallo tells you all you need to know. And that's the top Reds. You know what I'm saying? We don't sack managers here, but yet they booed the managers. The tide's turning, man. That game there was very much like the 5-0 game. Like there'll still be people who backing it, but and they didn't boo during that game. But I'm saying it's a knife in the heart. Like when you lose like that on your home pitch and it's that embarrassing and the result matches it as well, is very much a very.
Wait, how many goals have they scored against us with no response? It's 10 in it in 2 games.
Hey, Leon, all I'll say is they need to just beat us 6 to complete the set.
How many is it? Is it if they beat us 5-0, 7-0, and 3-0? Or is it just the 7-0 and the 3-0?
They've beaten us 5-0. They've beaten us 7-0. They've beaten us like 3-1s and stuff here and there in between. And they beat us 3-0. Yeah.
And then you know what Ten Hag would say? I would beat them 2-1 in the cup. Yeah, Diallo saved your job, so I allow it. Do you know what I mean? Like we didn't even play that well in that game.
So we don't play well.
We could actually, that game. Let's not even talk about how he just put on attackers. All the attackers he knew that he had on the bench, he just put them on the pitch. Like Anthony was playing left wing back, if you guys remember that game, or right wing back, because he just decided to put all the attackers on the pitch.
In any else we trust, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they bigger picture settings, man. Bigger picture settings, man. It is what it is. Stick to the plan. We got to stick to the plan.
AW says our fan base are mad flip flops. Saeed was getting cooked on the United View. Shout out to the United View show last week, and now they were all agreeing with him in the comments because people have the results. Too much result. Peter said this years ago on his very channel. Shout out to Peter. Too much results-based analysis. You win a game and everything's great. The manager's great. The players are great, and you don't need to change anything. You lose a game, all the players are terrible. Everybody needs to be sold. The manager needs to be gone, and you need new ownership. There's no nuance. There's no balance whatsoever. No balance whatsoever. So the fact that they're the same people who are cooking it, the same people who was on my case. when I was on Saeed's channel, I've been on here or other platforms. Now everybody's sure. 3 games in. Hey, you know what? This team is not really that good. Did you really expect Bruno, Mount, Garnacho, and Rashford to do bits? Why?
Wake up and
Not
smell
even
the
go.
coffee, man.
All right,
Smell
sure.
the coffee.
Anything you Muhammad had for we close out.
Money
anyway.
Mount.
Fucking Money Mount.
I got nothing more to say, man. It is what it is. The only we here for the watch-alongs though. Flawless. We'll watch that
Yes.
for the rest of the season for sure.
We'll be here, people, on the YouTube and on the playback. Make sure you go follow the Sarcasm City TV playback as well. But subscribe here, hit the like button. Don't forget, we are available on all audio platforms as well. So follow us on Spotify, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure iTunes as well. All you iPhone users the same. Hey, Sheik, let them know where they can find you, where you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Yep. Sheik TV on YouTube, of course. Every single time. Appreciate you, Flawless, for having me on the show. I've actually got a stream later today. It should be at 8 p.m. UK time. It's on Hassam's channel for A-listers, so you can come see me get cooked. I'm going to get absolutely cooked there. But yeah, come through. And then Friday we'll be back for the Almost show that I do with YG. Haven't decided which player that we're going to talk about, but it's basically a show where we talk about players from the past. Players who didn't really make it or who had good moments and sparks in certain Premier League seasons. So last week we did Ben Arfa from Newcastle.
Okay.
Before that we did Oscar. Then we did Pogba from United. So we're just gonna kind of discuss a lot of players, and it's honestly going to be never ending. So this week on Friday, tune in. I'm not sure who we're going to do yet, but I'm going to talk to him and we'll get that pattern. And then the weekend, don't really have anything on the weekend. And then Monday's Mud Brothers. So definitely check all that stuff out. Big up.
What are you saying, Leo, man? Obviously,
Oscar's an interesting one, because I thought he left the Prime, him and Ramirez.
It was so funny, Leon, a Chelsea fan, Prime. Shout out to Prime. He told me that Oscar is technically Oscar leaving Chelsea is technically the reason why we have Mason Mount, because Mason Mount would have never joined the club if Oscar hadn't left Chelsea. Because
he joined when
Oscar left Chelsea 16-17. I think Mason Mount joined maybe 2 seasons after or something like that. But they didn't have a 10. They didn't have a 10. And
where was Mount from before?
Derby. He was at Derby County with Frank Lampard.
Yeah. I remember.
I thought about it and I deeped it, and I'm like, damn, that's actually true. Yeah. So I deeped it, and I was like, that's actually true. If Oscar hadn't left Chelsea, they probably would have kept him because he was only 24 or 25 years of age before he went to China. And if they kept him, we would have never got Mason Mount. So,
and Mount should have never gone Chelsea. Shame on Chelsea, innit? Because even if you look at Will Hughes was at Derby and stuff, that's the level he's at. Do you know what I mean? Palace or whatever it is, or wherever he's gone now. So yeah, man.
Exactly.
Big up, man. Big up, Flawless. Make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. How many subs you are now? I think you're going over 12, innit? 13.
Yeah. Gone over 12. We're approaching roll to 13, man. Roll to 13.
13.
Yeah, that'll quickly boil on to 20k. No problem. Do you know what I mean?
We're gonna get there, man. 100%. We're gonna get there.
Big up, and hopefully there's some new t-shirts coming out soon. Obviously, the merchandise.
Oh, I'm a defo do the redo the merch. So obviously the 16 out of 10 stuff I'll do. You'll get the t-shirts again, hoodies, snapbacks, bucket hats. Also Sarcasm City TV merch as well. So that'll be t-shirts, hoodies, beanies, bucket hats, snapbacks, etc. Just need to get a new Sarcasm City TV logo done. So you'll have the new logo available and the old one as well as the 16 out of 10 stuff. Yo, just dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. Probably October, November, people.
Yeah. If you need a shout with, I got people around me who do clothing, so just let me know.
Appreciate it.
We're there.
Favorite bread for real.
Yeah, man. For me, Leon's reality. The main thing I got going on at the moment, my running club's growing fast. So we're up to about 450 members now, 100 a weekly running. But this Saturday, people were doing our first sports day. So if you're in and around Luton, Bedford, Milton Keynes, North of London, Watford, come down, free community event, food. Run. We're not even running, actually. It's sports day, so a lot of the people are talking smoky about the 100 meters. So we're gonna see, what happens with this one, innit? But come down. It's a free community event. You got to follow NLB, Nobody Left Behind, Running Club, and we're there, man. Do you know what I mean? Anything else, people shout me in it. So
let's go, man. Bruno and Rashford will be there too. They just
joined. Oh hell no, they're not allowed.
100 meter runners, man. Relay, man. Relay.
Bruno Rashford will be there. You guys can meet them as well. Yep.
We're gonna close out. Big up to everyone that's locked in. I'm live with Rant in about 5 minutes, people. So I'm gonna head and redirect all of you lot to over there. Then we're back on the channel tonight. 11:30 p.m. UK time. First crossover of the week, as always. Man Them United, Man Them City podcast. So myself and Vato talking all things Manchester United, talking all things Manchester City with that joke man Vato. I'm saying he trying to gaslight me about Manchester United looking better. So we're interested to see what he's got to say this week. But love to everyone that has locked in. This has been the Man Them United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Turn out.